mind, following without a sign. Shadows creeping in the night, truth is hidden from your sight. Voices echo in your brain, loyalty that leads to pain. Blindfold and led astray, can't you see a brighter day? It's a cult, it's a lie, can't you see? Open your eyes, break the chains, cut the ties, before it's too late. Realize it's a cult, it's a lie, can't you see? Open your eyes, break the chains, cut the ties, before it's too late. Realize promises that never stick, empty words, a dirty trick, feeding anger, causing hate. It's time to change before too late. Rise above, break the mold, find your voice, let truth be told. Shadows fade, light unfolds, liberate your mind and soul. It's a cult, it's a lie, can't you see? Open your eyes, break the chains, cut the ties, before it's too late. Realize it's a cult, it's a lie, can't you see? Open your eyes, break the chains, cut the ties.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Before it's too late. Realize
it's a cult, it's a lie, you know what it is. Alright. Alright, it's Friday, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we came to do. Right, where's the injury to the ear?
rise above,
That's a good question.
break the mold, find your voice, let truth be told. Shadows fade, light unfolds, liberate your mind and soul. It's a cult, it's a lie, can't you see? Open your eyes, break the chains, cut the ties, before it's too late. Realize it's a cult, it's a lie, can't you see? Open your eyes, break the chains, cut the ties, before it's too late. Realize.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show started. You know exactly what we are here to do, all right? You know exactly what we are here to do, all right? Let's get this show started, all right?
Yeah. Feel like I'm stuck.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, it is I, Triple H.
Like I'm
Yes,
stuck in time.
Prophetess Hillbilly. Welcome back. I hope you get your soul in order today. Any Trump supporters out there? Good morning, Ari, the beautiful Ari. Ladies and gentlemen, love you in the chat. All right, let's go. Christy, good morning.
It's deja vu when I'm running up the rest. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu.
I am like the Terminator.
First class. It's like
That's actually funny.
Gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, head of the class.
You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. And they hate that it.
I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room.
Happy Friday, ladies and gentlemen.
This is how it's supposed to happen when you reach your famous.
That algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. Benjamin Franklin is my bestie. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. They don't get replies if they text me. I say it with my chest. Let's go. Stick the ruler. Stick the ruler, my man.
I'ma take off in a spaceship.
What I got into Zeus's live a couple of days.
My favorite part.
Shit was radical.
Very radical.
It was horrible. I'm like, you've gone.
Zeus is going way off the rails.
It's like deja vu.
Thank you.
It's like
Thank you, conservative Lynn. That's probably your hottest line, to be quite honest. I wish you'd give me more, right? Oh my God, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Friday. Once again, we are back. We're going to round the corner this week, all right, and take care of business like we've been taking care of business. But unfortunately, we got to take care of some housekeeping items. For those of you who don't know who I am, I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say, what? Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest, right? The most honest person on social media. The second H is because I'm humble. I'm the most humble person on social media, all right? Really. And then the last and the final H, ladies and gentlemen, is because you've guessed it, I am and will always remain, what? The most handsome. Check out my features. You know the deal. All right, and many of you know exactly what we do over here on this side of TikTok, on this side of town. What we do is we got to save this great country of ours from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his deranged supporters who are hell-bent, as far as I'm concerned, on sending this country right off of a cliff. All right, whether it's financially, they're taking us towards a 1929 style depression, one like we've never seen, or at this point, ladies and gentlemen, they don't mind if Americans all over the country are just going to be unalived. All right, we just saw this airplane come down in D.C. and let's just make sure we're all on the same page. That's 110% Donald J. Trump and Elon Musk's fault. I don't want to hear anything else about it. All right. So if anyone comes into my live and they're saying anything else other than that, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to send you straight to the lake of fire, straight to hell. And so with that being said, I'm going to give you Trump supporters the opportunity of a lifetime. If you do not want to be liberated, good morning, Ange. If you don't want to be liberated, all right. If you don't want those chains cut because, you are all in a cult, right? If you don't want me to wake your game up, all right, you might want to do us all a huge favor and leave this live right now and go hang out with these fake TikTok hosts, especially, I'm talking about Prophetess Hillbilly. All right, you go hang out with those fake TikTok hosts. Those liars, those so-called Christians, they're not Christians. They're actually haters. They're full of evil. Those so-called patriots, they're not patriots. They're seditionists, treasonous traitors, right? You go hang out with them because they'll lie to you, all right? But we'll tell the truth. So help us God, right? All right. And so get this. You don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time,
good morning.
Very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Do you hear that? You hear that? Rapid 69. You said something in the chat. Please come right up here real quick. I don't know if you're a real account or if you're a Russian bot. But I think you put something in the chat, something along the lines of everyone should be thanking Zeus for getting Donald Trump elected. I would love to bring you up and provide whatever evidence and whatever proof you have of that being the case. Look at that right there. Look at this Rapid 69. Rapid 69, bring your nasty behind up here. You know what a name that ends in 69, what they like to do. And they're talking about doing it with this guy right here in his diaper. This is some sick stuff you've gotten yourself into, champ. Ladies and gentlemen, Rapid 69 wants to be the first person to get sent straight to hell. So Rapid 69 is a number of the devil. It's the number of the orange devil, actually, now that I think about it. All right, because we know you're not out there really attracting anyone of quality or anyone of caliber. So Rapid 69, what I'll do is this. You want to be the first soul that gets sent there, fine. Unfortunately, you are unfit and unqualified to talk to Big Zeus. So you just sit your special behind down and you keep listening to this special broadcast. And in the meantime and in between time, we're all going to join hands and send you know where. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending Rapid, deranged, nasty, orange licking 69 straight to the lake of hell, lake of fire. Let's give them a huge round of booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Hey, Rapid 69, I got some words for you, all right?
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
That one. One of the two. All right, so you just sit your special behind down. And Rapid 69, I know you still think I'm being paid by the DNC because that's the rumor that you all have been spreading for 2-3 years. Let's do the trick again. Let me show you a magic trick, Rapid 69. Look at this right here. Look at that. You see that? You see how my hand went through? You know what that means? No strings attached. I am not a hand puppet, unlike you. All right, W Zeus in the chat. These people are so easy. They're so easy to just destroy because these people destroy themselves with their words. That's why I like listening to Trump supporters. I mean, actually, I don't. But all you do is let Trump supporters talk, and they just set the trap for themselves. And then all you got to do is just push them right in. All right. W Zeus in the chat. All right, so like I said, we're going to be covering a lot of topics today, obviously, and I don't want to spend too much time talking because I know there's a lot of people who probably have a lot of valuable things to contribute to today's conversation. But for the sake of this situation that took place with this aircraft and the helicopter in Washington, D.C. near Reagan National Airport. We got to address this, and we got to get the truth out there. Normally, you all know me. We got information about the mass deportations and stuff like that. But you know what? We're going to take a little bit of a break from that, and we're going to make sure the American people know what happened yesterday. So I want to get this entered into the record. This is from our good friend Keith Olbermann, who I believe really has a firm understanding of what happened with that airplane and who is really responsible, all right? So we're going to listen to what he has to say and enter this into the evidence, and then we'll go from there. Hold on, all right? Hey, MAGA.
This is a Countdown Bulletin podcast. Turns out that within hours of Trump's insane insistence that the crash had something to do with diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, the dog whistle for pure, unabated racism, it did not have anything to do with DEI. It had more to do with the Department of Government Efficiency.
Ooh. So it's not DEI. Interesting. It's Elon.
DOGE, air traffic control guiding both the passenger flight and the chopper as they approached National Airport in D.C. Wednesday night, was reportedly understaffed, and instead of a controller in charge of flights and a second controller in charge of helicopters, the same person was doing both jobs simultaneously.
Wow.
If the philosophy of any individuals was at fault here, it was that of Trump and Elon Musk, and the rabid desire of impossibly and unnecessarily rich people to gain more money they could never live long enough to spend because of their hateful fear that some ordinary person somewhere has $1 that a billionaire will never get to steal from them. This wasn't DEI, it was DOGE.
Woo! W. Keith Olbermann. It wasn't DEI, it was DOGE. MAGA, you've been exposed once again.
The New York Times has now reported that the disaster, and perhaps the forerunner of the trimming of the federal budget, not of fat, but of bone, life and death protections for this nation's citizens, took place in a context of chronic understaffing at National Airport. Quoting the first internal FAA report, Sydney Ember and Emily Steele of the Times, quote that report as saying that the staffing at the air traffic control tower in D.C. was, quote, not normal for the day and volume of traffic. That quote is from the FAA report.
So, staffing was not normal. You have one person doing two jobs. You know what? If you want to say it's DEI, what does that tell me? It tells me minorities seem to be able to work two jobs. That's really what's going on in this country. We got to work 2, 3, 4 jobs. So that's not unusual that we're outworking people if that's what you want to do. But it's not DEI, it's DOGE.
The Times adds, quote, the controller who was handling helicopters in the airport's vicinity Wednesday night was also instructing planes that were landing and departing from its runways.
Wow.
Those jobs, the Times continues, typically are assigned to 2 controllers rather than 1.
How many controllers? Let's make sure we are all on the same page because you know MAGA can't keep up. How many controllers should have been doing the job, ladies and gentlemen? Come on, let's make sure we are all on 1, 2. You see the answer, MAGA? You see the answer? Thank you. W's in the chat for all of you who got the answer correctly. Thank you.
This increases the workload for the air traffic controller and can complicate the job. One reason is that the controllers can use different radio frequencies to communicate with pilots flying planes and pilots flying helicopters.
Thank you.
While the controller is communicating with pilots of the helicopter and the jet, the 2 sets of pilots may not be able to hear each other.
That part. Tell them.
It was, to fulfill the cliche, a disaster waiting to happen. And Wednesday night it happened. And it may have already been exacerbated by the mindless buyout offer Musk reportedly steamrolled through actual government officials, offering government employees, including air traffic controllers, cash to leave their jobs more or less immediately. The control tower at National Airport in Washington was already about 1/3 below staff needs as called for by both the Controllers Union and the FAA. And 67 people, including several young girls just starting their figure skating careers, are dead because of it. And Trump exploited those deaths by associating them not with understaffing and insufficient government spending, but with DEI. It was also noted late Thursday that the same DEI regulations that Trump has railed about for months and since his inauguration almost without stopping for breath, those regulations have been in place since 2013. Meaning that Trump served the entirety of his first term, and his acolytes and his sycophants and his cult members did not say anything about, did not do a thing to eliminate these supposedly disastrous guidelines, which are in fact present to protect against racism and sexism and white supremacism, like Trump's racism and sexism and white supremacism.
That part, ladies and gentlemen.
And on the same score,
Go ahead, Keith.
the stumbling response to the tragedy from the Nepo hire now serving as Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, the nondescript former congressman whose wife was one of Pete Hegseth's co-hosts on the Fox Weekend Morning Show, the man now leading the investigation into this disaster. Duffy voted on the 2019 bill H.R. 267, the Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development and Related Agencies Appropriations Act. In English, funding for the FAA. Sean Duffy, in 2019, voted against funding the FAA. And then there is this continuing, escalating crisis of Trump's self-awareness, or lack of self-awareness, of his insulting, arrogant, seemingly delusional reaction to the crash. This is wherein he insulted the dead.
Listen to this.
He insisted it was DEI. He insisted that it was a time for everyone to come together in shared grief. He insisted the controllers might have screwed up. He insisted that since he owns a helicopter, he knows the copter pilot could have avoided the accident. He then insisted he wasn't blaming anybody. And then he circled back to insisting that he already knew it was DEI, and you, reporter, citizen, survivor of a victim, you just weren't as smart as he was. So you couldn't see the obviousness of what was in reality his irrational guess. He made that guess before the black box from the plane had even been located. And then in a situation that he had already made worse, impossibly worse, he somehow outdid himself. In the Oval Office, as Trump finally got around to appointing an acting FAA chief to replace the one Musk talked him into forcing out last week, Trump, late Thursday afternoon, did the almost unthinkable.
What did he do?
He trivialized the healing rituals of mourning to which the grief-stricken will doubtless turn in the coming days, the visit to the crash site. You will hear, clearly, Trump mocking a reporter for asking him if he would visit the site, but towards the end, the reporter talks over Trump's answer, so what he says at the end is less clear. Listen carefully.
Listen up.
He finishes with, "You tell me, what's the site?"
Listen to how Donald Trump insults the people who lost their life in this accident. This is unforgivable. It's criminal. I'd hate to say it. It's impeachable. But you don't do this to Americans.
The water? You want me to go swimming?
Do you have a plan to go visit the site or meet with any of the
I have a
officials?
plan to visit not the site because what did you tell me? What's the site? The water?
Or to meet with
Want
the
me to go
first
swimming?
responder?
What's the site? The water? You want me to go swimming? There is no human being inside Donald Trump. There is no empathy. There is no sense that others matter for a moment. Not even the sense that even if it meant nothing to him, his presence might be, for some reason, of value to them. And behind even that minimal lowest bar of sympathy, something else has newly broken inside Trump. Even last year, even on the campaign, Trump could recognize the opportunity to exploit tragedy and grief for political purposes when that opportunity appeared before him. Extraordinarily, that skill now seems gone. Whatever is wrong with him, it has now erased his instinct to manipulate the grief of others, to recognize a good photo op when it appears before him. It is a new level of Trumpian inhuman behavior.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? You can go listen to the rest of Keith Olbermann's complete annihilation of Donald Trump and his lies. So what we'll do, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to send Donald J. Trump, the inhumane current sitting president of the United States. We're going to warm up the lake of fire. Somebody said, Zeus, you don't have anything nice to say about Donald Trump. What should I say nice about him, considering that he's just insulted 67 Americans who lost their life as a result of his failed leadership, him and Elon Musk? I have nothing nice to say other than, you know what? Let's purge the MAGA demon out, because that's probably going to help. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we have a person in the White House that's clearly possessed with the MAGA demon, and let's go ahead and do what we got to do. Lake of Fire, let's go.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right. I'm going to open up the box in just short order, all right? But there's something else that I'm going to also encourage all of you out there who are listening to what's happening. Well, first things first. You also will hear today. What's his name? Let's see. Pete Hegseth today, ladies and gentlemen, who went on Fox and Friends and tried to explain the DEI angle. So you just heard Keith Olbermann break down what happened. Let's hear what Pete Hegseth has to say, all right?
So I don't know exactly how the staffing occurred in that particular air traffic control tower, and it sounds like there was a shortage, and the investigation will tell us more about that. But the environment around which we choose pilots or air traffic controllers, as the president pointed out correctly yesterday, better be the highest possible standard, the best of the best who are managing, multiple flights. I mean, a flight a minute and managing radio traffic. I think the closest analogy to military service, guys, is pilots or air traffic controllers. I don't care what background they come from, what their race is, what their gender is, if they're rich or they're poor. I just need them to be good at their job because I need my flight to land safely. The same thing applies to the Defense Department, to our military. I don't care about your background, your gender, or your skin color. I want the best. And that's why when the president says merit-based and colorblind, he's exactly right across government. So he's correct to point out at the FAA or in our flights, it should not be about anything other than excellence. That's it, excellence. Right. I don't care the color of the skin of the pilot on my plane or in the air traffic control. But we've, for too long, under Biden, cared about those things, emphasized those things, pushed real or perceived quotas. At the Defense Department, we're ending all of that. It's been made very clear across all of our services and commands. It is merit only, and that means we'll get the best of the best, and that's what our taxpayers and the American people expect and deserve. And in the business of warfighting, which the Defense Department is in, if you don't have the best of the best, you lose people. And that's why this is so important.
What the heck is Pete Hegseth saying? What is he saying? What the heck does that mean? See, so what we got, ladies and gentlemen, is we're going to go ahead and warm up the lake of fire for Pete Hegseth because no one's buying any of this DEI nonsense. Keith Olbermann made it crystal clear. It's not DEI, it's DOGE that led to this disaster. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to warm up the lake of fire. Pete Hegseth, unfortunately, sir, you are a DEI hire, all right? But what you aren't addressing is the DOGE crisis that is destroying our country. Let's give him a huge, huge round of boos and shame. Get out of here. Nobody believes you.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
I'm starting to agree with Donald Trump on that. With his supporters, you're either just you know what? I'm going to leave that alone. Now, one last topic that I wanted to talk about, and then we're going to go ahead and open up the boxes. All right. This DEI thing. There's an article that came out, but just not just this article. There's a lot of them. I'm going to encourage all of you who know how to use your smartphone and go look up information on your own, because you don't trust Big Zeus. You don't trust Democrats. But we're really at a point now, ladies and gentlemen, where if you get in my box and you start saying stuff that's flat out a lie, I'm just going to have to question whether or not you know how to use your smartphone. All right? Because this information is out there. There's no reason to be this uninformed or gullible, or there's no reason for you to still be possessed with the MAGA demon. Tough times blame minorities. That's the title of this. And this comes from a very credible source. Repeatedly in our country's histories, economic troubles have created conditions that are ripe for demagogues and hate mongers to do what? Whip up public anger against minorities and recent immigrants. This came out in 2008, so we're going to enter this into the record. Repeatedly in our country's history, economic troubles have created conditions that are ripe for demagogues and hate mongers to whip up public anger against minorities and recent immigrants. So isn't it funny Donald Trump is using an old trick, all right, with this whole angle of it's DEI? He's literally using the same tools that he's seen happen over the centuries in this country. During the farm crisis of the 1980s, a militant anti-government movement in the Midwest arose and gained traction by falsely blaming Jews for the economic woes of farmers. A century earlier, during widespread social unrest in the 1870s, Chinese immigrants bore the brunt of blame for economic calamity that ushered in a long post-Civil War depression. The public anger led to the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882, suspending Chinese immigration. Decades earlier, in the 1830s, Irish Catholic immigrants endured violent public condemnation for the nation's financial woes. And once again, we are on the grip of the worst economic catastrophe since the Great Depression, and some commentators and politicians on the right are pinning the blame on poor minorities. Now, this is before Obama got into office, ladies and gentlemen, right before. And so, isn't this what Donald J. Trump is doing? Isn't this what the folks on the right are doing? Open up your minds, ladies and gentlemen, and understand, whenever there's disaster, I promise you, they're going to try to blame the minorities in one way, shape, or form. But you know what? The best defense is to make sure you're aware, and we're all aware. All right. And so what we're going to do is this. Any of you Trump supporters that get into my box and you start trying to do this, blaming the minority business, we're not going to go for it. We're going to stop you dead in your tracks, and we're going to say, freeze, put your hands where we can see them. All right, but in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. One last round of booze and shame for guess who? All of you Trump supporters who are doing all of this fear mongering, this war mongering, this hate mongering. The jig's up. You've been exposed. It's the incompetence of the current Trump administration that's sending this country where it's going. And that's to a 1929 style depression. Let's give them one last round of booze and shame.
Drop them.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, let's go to the box. I'm going to bring up people, and I want to have honest, serious conversations. All right, and I'm not here to play games. Do not get in my box trying to play games with Big Zeus, because I'll totally take care of business like you've never seen. All right, let's bring up the first panelist. Good morning, my good friend CC. Welcome to the show. How you doing, CC? You can, if you're a Trump supporter, send me a guest request. I'll bring you right on up here. All right. Hi, CC. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Just, tending to some affairs in the kingdom as usual. All right.
I thought maybe that your job would ease up some, but it seems to me you're going to be working harder than ever.
Well, that's what it takes to save this country, as far as I'm concerned, from these warmongering, these hate-mongering MAGA demons that are, hell-bent on destroying this great country of ours.
Yeah, and it's people out there that think you and Harry and Parker and Dean are the reason that we lost this election. That's
Right.
what tickles me. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
because they don't.
the
It's the hate mongering that we just talked about. They're looking for an escape, people to blame this stuff on. You know what I mean? That's just their thing.
well, we know the deal.
Mm-hmm.
We know the truth.
Yep.
But what? Before I get into something about the crash, I'll try to. I'm so used to your 3 minutes. I try to rush through things,
Mm-hmm.
and then I forget. Then I
That's.
forget what I want to say to you. So
I totally understand.
okay, so I just wanted to say this. Good friend of ours last night went on to a live,
Mm-hmm.
and she vented because someone has been hounding the life out of her. Just
Really.
been hounding her, and she went into another live last night. And I don't know if this person was in there with her, but she lit her up. And what I say is good for you. Good
Mm-hmm.
for you. You don't deserve to be hounded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I just want to say thank you for allowing me up here to have a voice because I go in 2 lives
Mm-hmm.
and people, you know, do I have a PhD? No.
No.
Do I have a master's? Nope. You people don't know what I got.
Tell them, CC.
You got to start giving someone else the benefit of the doubt in
Amen.
what they have to say. Don't be interrupting me.
Mm.
I have as much knowledge as the next one.
That
Okay?
part. Tell them, CC.
It
Tell
just,
them.
it just isn't shown because I don't get to get up into these lives.
Amen.
But when
Tell them, CC.
but when I'm in a live and I'm trying to explain a truth,
Mm-hmm.
let me explain it without interrupting me.
Amen. To get it out, you got to get the truth out. Go ahead.
I'm not going to say names. I don't need to say names. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Okay? So cut it out.
Listen up, MAGA. Listen up.
Cut it out.
They know. They know. They know, CC.
Zeus,
Yes.
this crash that took place. Do you remember when we had the container ship to crash into the Baltimore Bridge?
Yeah, I do. I remember that very vividly. Yeah, that was a very.
Do you remember what they were saying about that?
What were they saying? They were. Tell me. I forgot.
It was DEI.
Oh, their favorite scapegoat.
Remember that?
Ain't
Yeah,
that something?
it was DEI. So here
So
we
they're
are
obsessed.
again.
They're obsessed with DEI, but they're the ones benefiting from DEI the most. This is what makes it even more ridiculous.
It's just unbelievable to me. And, we talk about this situation in
Yeah,
DC,
yeah.
and with the two that were there. Okay, this has been going on. I will say, like BWI is a very very busy
Yeah,
busy
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
airport,
yeah,
like so many are.
yeah.
And naturally, a place like that, they're going to have several air traffic controllers.
Right.
I did not realize that Washington only had 2. Now, is that 2 during the day or just 2 at night? I don't know that. But I can understand why they would drop one because about that time of night, you're not going to have too many more flights coming in. I
Really?
would say that flight that was coming in was probably going to be one of the last flights to come in. If you're following
Yeah,
me, because of
yeah,
the size of the airport.
yeah.
And the helicopters have their own track as well.
Right. They shouldn't be. They
So
shouldn't be. We all know they shouldn't be coming together like that.
no.
And that's the big issue. And I would rather wait for the actual investigation to come out than to be where we're at right now, where we're trying to have this debate
Yeah.
about whether or not
Well,
it's DEI. That's the sick part about this.
I mean, you know what? I don't even want to talk about the DEI. I just want to erase that out of my mind, because he's dumb, ignorant. And when he was
DOGE.
calling out mental illness, let me say this. Did
Mm-hmm.
you hear him use the uh derogatory word for a small person?
What did he say?
He called them midgets.
I didn't. He said that.
Oh, yes, he did. And you know
Wow.
what? Let me say this.
Wow.
I have little people in my family. I have a little person in my family,
Mm-hmm.
and his doctor is one of the top doctors in Baltimore. And he is a little person. So just
You
because
see
you're a
his
little
finger right there?
person,
You see
yeah,
his finger?
Donald, just because you're a little person,
Get him, Cece. Get him.
doesn't mean you have a mental illness, you nutcase.
Hey, man, WCC in the chat. That's what I needed. That's what we needed, all right?
So Zeus, thank you, honey. Have a
You're-
good weekend.
All
I
right.
appreciate you letting me up here.
You're totally welcome. All right, WCC in the chat. All right, no lies detected. That's what we do.
Thank you for my coins, Zeus. I think you need to drop me because I think it's better for your algorithm if you drop me.
Okay, I guess so. Okay, WCC. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that's my good friend CC. Listen up, MAGA. When Democrats are speaking, we really need you to follow the order.
Silence.
That part.
MAGA.
Now let's get to let's move it on. Are there any Trump supporters out there that want to get up here and get fire baptized? Put a one in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. All right, I'll bring you right on up here, and we will help you get on the right side of history as much as we can. All right, put a one in the chat or send me a guest request, and I'll bring you right on up here. But you got to be willing to be honest. All right, what we want to make sure is clear by the time this live ends, by the time this show ends, what'll be real clear is this is Donald Trump's fault. All right. This is Elon Musk's fault. And this nonsense about DEI needs to end immediately. End it right now. All right. Where are the MAGA demons? Where are all of the Zeus haters out there? And don't pretend like, oh, well, I know what's going on right now. You don't want to be exposed. Is that what it is, MAGA? You don't want to be exposed? We've just played the evidence that shows that Donald J. Trump is single-handedly responsible. Andrea, are you a Trump supporter, Andrea? Put a one in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up. All right. You guys think that we should impeach Donald Trump? There we go. We got a one. There you go. Lily, come on up here. Lily, I sent you an invite. If you're a Trump supporter, put a one in the chat. I will bring you right on up. Good morning. Yes, Vice. Good morning, champ. What I like to do is give people who voted for Donald J. Trump the opportunity to get up here and defend themselves. All right. But I would love to know what angle you're going to use to try to defend yourself. Good morning, Star. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
All right. You voted for Donald Trump?
Indeed.
Huh?
I did.
You don't seem like you did. You got to be kidding me. You seem like a nice person.
That's why I voted for him, because I'm a nice person.
That doesn't make sense. Well, explain the logic behind it if you don't mind. They say they can't hear you.
I like Trump. I love Trump.
What do you're serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. What's your question?
Well, what do you love about him? Because to me, it sounds like you could have some melanin in your skin. You got some melanin in your skin?
I'm all black.
You all black.
All black.
What do your family say about this?
Half doesn't like it, but who cares? So what's your question?
Well, I asked you why you voted for him.
Oh, because I like him. I like his politics. I like what he have in place. I like the change that he's trying to make, whether he can make it or not. I like the change that he's trying to make.
Right. You sure?
That's enough for me alone. But other than that, I just love everything about him.
So were you here when he was in office the first time?
Okay.
You were?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about all of that?
What, the first time?
Yeah, because the way he ended up leaving, and people are still saying they're having a hard time hearing you. I don't know why that is. I have earphones in, but maybe you could speak a little. It says have her talking to the phone.
I'm here. I'm close. Can you
Okay,
hear?
I can hear you. All right. Now, is this your first time watching Big Zeus? You've seen me
before.
You've seen me before, and you know how I get down.
So what's up?
What is the rest of your family saying about your treasonous act? Because I've had a lot of, huh?
They're more democratic, so I guess you will already know what they would say.
They don't like it.
They don't like it.
So you like being on the wrong side of history. You like, defying what things our ancestors fought and bled for in this country. You know what I mean? Because you got to at some point understand you're voting on the side of the people who want to see you locked in chains and incarcerated and stuff like that. They want, they right now they have this thing about DEI. You know what that means for you?
That means absolutely nothing for me. And we've been in chains ever since the blue been on the front of the force. I don't understand. I like change.
You like chains?
I like change.
Oh.
ANGE.
Yeah, but I can tell right now you don't really like it, and you don't have that confidence that I was looking for in a black Trump supporter like yourself,
I love it.
huh?
I love it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if you did,
I love it.
no. I can tell you don't. Because most of the time, you can feel it. I'm not feeling it from you. You don't, huh?
You don't have to. I love it.
Yeah, but you're not telling me what it is. Would you smell his diaper if you had the opportunity?
That's personal. We're talking about a president. That's personal.
But
Stay on task. He's a
but
president, not smelling his diaper.
no,
That's
but that's
the presidency at all.
well, the thing is, man, you're going to end up having to do that if you want to get closer to him than where you're at now. And considering it, huh?
You're not making sense.
Well, it's not making sense because you haven't made.
You're being more immature than what y'all think he is.
What am I missing? What do you think other black? Oh, ladies and gentlemen, see, Star got into my box. She did put a 1 in the chat. I'll give her that. But she knew she was an embarrassment to herself, to her family, to her community, and she ran. Star, let that be a lesson. When you come around Big Zeus, all right, the God, the God, like you just did, the demon is fully exposed. There was nothing you said that was of substance. It was all a bunch of lies. And actually, you're scared. You're scared because you know that, guess what, Star? There's police out there that have immunity to just do whatever they want to you, all right? And you know what that means, right? And we won't be protesting for you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me warm up the lake of fire, all right? Because when you go into my live with a name like Star and a black box, and your behind is black, and you voted for Donald Trump, you're clearly on the wrong side of history. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send her straight to hell. Get out of here, Star.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Do we got any more Trump supporters? Someone that's serious about their love for Donald J. Trump? W. Rick in the chat. Star, put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here. Please put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right on up here. Someone a little stronger, or actually a lot stronger than Star. Someone with more conviction. Someone who really, honestly, someone said she was pure ignorant. Yeah. Put a 1 in the chat, and I'll bring you right on up here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And we will get you where you need to be. I want y'all to debate Zeus, all right, because he's going to take you out of school. Exactly. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter, all right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she didn't even show her face. So did you thank Trump for bringing back your echo chamber? Oh, there you go. We got one. Big B. Come on up here, Big B. Come on up here, Big B. Come on up here and talk to me. You know what the B stands for, all right? You know what it stands for, but I'm not going to say it because we got to keep it clean. Put a 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait a second. If you're ignorant to what he's doing, then you're an awful human being. Edgar Valdez, did you vote for Trump? Good morning, Big B. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. You voted for Donald J. Trump, correct?
I did, yeah.
Thank you for coming up here and speaking with the conviction. I really do appreciate that. Is there anything Donald Trump can honestly do to stop you from supporting him?
Well, I just asked in the comment if you thanked him for bringing the platform back for you.
Why should I thank him? I thought I've already covered that.
I don't know. I don't come on here a whole lot, but
we've already covered it. Joe Biden is actually the one that we should thank, and then actually it went a little further. You should actually thank Big Zeus. That's me, because what I did was I gave Donald Trump the idea to bring it back. What I said was free the app, Donald. Free the app.
So
All
you're on the
right.
Biden camp about.
And then after that, he actually, did what he did and, said, I'm not going to move forward with, prosecuting these companies and TikTok if they put it back up, right? Because that's very important that we do that. After all, he did get a lot of the so-called youth vote through this app. So I don't give him credit for that. You do?
So you don't read much about Project Texas and all that. What happened?
No, what happened with Project Texas?
So I'll give it to everybody in the comments that, yeah, Trump did start this. Trump started the ban, but there's a lot of misinformation about why, because if you go back and look, the reason why Trump jumped on this wagon is because there was some concern about where the data was being stored. So the data was being stored overseas, China, wherever it was at. But then he said, if there's a threat, we're going to shut it down. So then after that, Oracle, if you know about Oracle, they're based out of Texas, came up and went into business with TikTok, and they became the cloud storage provider for all the American users, for all United States users of TikTok. So Trump said, okay, cool, we're not going to pursue this anymore. I feel comfortable now the data is being stored in the U.S. So that squashed it. And you come into April of 24 and Biden, and it was kind of across both sides of the aisle.
Who wrote the bill to get the app banned?
It was Trump originally. It was way back then, but like I said, they stopped and they didn't want to.
So so all this was, in your opinion, was it just needed to have the data managed in the United States, and then that makes everything good.
Yeah, and that's kind of what.
Well, why didn't they just do that to begin with? What's all this banning stuff about? Why would Trump do all of that? Why didn't he just say, "Hey, why put the data on the servers that Oracle got"? And this wouldn't have even been an issue. It's like you're trying to say we should give him credit for making a mess and then cleaning up his own mess. That's kind of how I hear it, you know. And I have issues with that because actually the ban that Biden ended up signing was tied to us, providing aid to Ukraine, right? You remember that? So that was an evil, and it was a sneaky move that didn't need to be made. And this is what I'm talking about. It's evidence that he's incompetent. No. You get up here and you want to ask me to thank an incompetent person for at least trying to clean up the mess. And I'll say this.
Hold on.
You know what really grinds my gear about this? The app isn't even available in the app stores right now.
True. Because
so I'm not giving him any credit, Big B, but nice try. All right. W Zeus in the chat. W Zeus. He tried to trick me into giving him credit. I can't do it.
Let me go back. Go back to Project Texas.
I don't care about Project Texas right now. What I care about, Big B,
misinformation. Then
I am.
Yes, because you won't take the time to read about Project Texas, and I already said that it was across both sides of the aisle. It was both parties.
But if I don't know about Project Texas, right, wouldn't it be a responsible thing for me to not necessarily speak too much on it? Because I don't want to give out misinformation. You have to respect that part, right? That's being
right.
That's right. So let's talk about something else then, because I'm not in a position to give Trump credit for TikTok, especially when I feel like it's not even in the stores yet.
Bro, all I came on
restore to say, the app, Trump. Restore
all
it.
I came on to say was when you get some time. I'm not saying do it now. I'm not gonna debate you on that because you haven't read. But if you get some time later, go to Project Texas TikTok. Google that. But it's too long to discuss.
Okay, but I need to ask you an honest question. We just had an airplane. 67 Americans lost their life on it.
Right.
Is there anything Donald Trump could do to make you open up your eyes and stop worshiping him? Honestly,
I don't worship him, but I'm not a MAGA hat wearing all that. So. But I think he needs to shut his mouth sometimes and not say so much stuff. He needs to be more judicial in his words.
But you voted for him.
I did not the first two times, but this time. But I'm not.
So this is where I need you to really do some, because you want me to go do some homework, right? And I'm going to look up Project Texas. But what I really need you to do, sir, is I need you to really do some soul searching and ask yourself, why on earth would I put this dangerous criminal back into the White House with my vote? Why? When you supposedly, you get on my show and you sound educated, you sound well informed. What would make you do something like this?
Well, I don't want to,
No. Unpack it. Let's go. I need to hear it because you might be able to explain something to me that I haven't heard yet.
Well, you haven't. I mean, I've seen you a couple times on here, and I'm I'm not here to do the gotchas and to go down the rabbit hole, but I just wanted you to do some homework on TikTok.
So you're now no answer. You know how we treat no answer around here,
Well,
right?
I know what you do. Yeah, I know. But that's all I came to
But
say.
you can't. Okay, well, listen. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to drag it out of you. If you
that.
don't want to, if you don't want to do anything, explain what you're doing. I'm not interested in this Texas project thing. I already know it's full of racism and hatred at the end of the day, and probably grifting. Probably grifting. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'll do is, Big B. Thank you so much, Big B. Unfortunately, this is what I'm talking about. No accountability. It's a refusal to look themselves in the mirror and say, you know what, I messed up. I let myself down. I let my family down. I let my country down because of my hatred towards women and people of color. And that's what it is, Big B. And that's why you want me to focus on something like Project Texas. I could care less. Ladies and gentlemen, let's send Big B straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA.
Big B, I could care less about Project Texas. 67 Americans have lost their life, all right, this week, 9 days in to the person you voted for, Donald Trump's administration. And you don't have anything to say about that? How cold is your heart? When did America get to this point, MAGA? And you can't keep trying to do the scapegoat routine, blame people of color, blame minorities, or blame DEI, because the jig is up. We know that trick now. All right. And we're not going to let you get away with it. It's not DEI. It's DOGE that has these Americans where they're at right now. They've lost their lives and their families are torn apart right now. That's what I want to stay focused on. Again, MAGA, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you really want to come up here and try to defend the indefensible. Blame Obama? This is what I'm talking about. Lolita, please come on up here, Lolita. All right. This show is only 2 hours. Y'all know where I'm at every morning. Don't get into the live and then all of a sudden get scared. You should have been doing your homework to challenge whatever it is that I'm doing or whoever else is coming up. Why are you all of a sudden so afraid to get up here and explain why you did the indefensible? DOGE. This is Elon Musk's attempt to make the government more efficient by cutting costs, which means laying a lot of people off. All right. And they don't have any. Yeah, they're just blissfully ignorant. All right. Let's see if we could get one more. You didn't want a conversation, Zeus? Big B, seriously? Seriously? You're going to get in the comments and say that? David Homer, send me a direct guest request. All right? Blame Obama. Valerie, blame Obama for what he's not in office. Yeah, I'm reading about Project Texas and I don't see Trump's name anywhere. Interesting. DOGE is run by someone from South Africa. All right, put a 1 in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a Trump supporter, and I'll bring you right on up here. All right, and we will help you see the light. All right, put a 1 in the chat. Come on up here. Blame Obama. His last term was 12 years ago. Obama is not in office. Yeah, this is the desperation MAGA has gotten to, ladies and gentlemen. This is the desperation right now. When he first got into office the first time, he saw the ghost of Obama. Obama is tapping my wires. Remember that? And then now here he is 9 days in. Oh, it's Obama and Biden now. Donald Trump is seeing ghosts right now. That's the issue. That's the issue. Let's see. I'm trying to get one more Trump supporter, then I'll bring up some of our mutuals. Oh, who do we have right there? Goodness. Why blame somebody for action that your leader... the maggots are uneducated. Oh, yeah. Your leader cannot find a solution. Yeah. Let's go. Put a 1 in the chat if you're a Trump supporter. I'll bring you right on up here. We just need one more of you. There we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This will be interesting. SK. I know SK. SK, welcome.
What's going on?
Yes.
I only have a few minutes, but I was listening to you while I was getting ready, and you were talking about the plane crash thing.
Yeah.
And the preliminary report. I just looked it up really quick, and the information I found, because you can't, or somehow only the New York Times has the preliminary report and they haven't published it. They're just taking what it is that, they're taking and making headlines out of it. Just like the part about where it says the configuration was described as not normal. But if you investigate a little bit more, you'll find that the staffing level was at normal staffing level.
No, they said that should be 30 people and there's 19. So, well,
Where does it say that?
just type it into the Google search engine and you should be able to get some results. And so that's one thing, that I got to go.
What do you want me to type in?
Just look up where the staffing level should have been at Reagan National, and you should be able to get a bunch of sources. All right, at least that's what I remember reading because I've looked so many places. The real issue here, SK, is the attacking of the minorities and the demonizing. Are you aware of any this investigation being wrapped up and completed yet?
Wait, what was that?
Are you aware if this investigation has been, wrapped up and
Well, of course not.
completed?
It takes time to investigate, which is why I feel like it's kind of crazy for these headlines and these things on both sides, by the way, to be saying things that they're saying because we don't know yet. Just like this headline being everywhere that the staffing levels were not normal, but everything I'm seeing says that the levels were normal. What is normal is the fact that this person was doing two different things. It was at the time of a staffing change, and whenever that happens, they always have people that are doing multiple things at the same time during staffing changes.
So you brought up staffing changes. What would be triggering the staffing changes?
Like shift change.
Oh, no. I think you need to go a little deeper, if you don't mind. Do you know about hiring freeze?
Well, I know that hold on, let me find it.
You heard about that hiring freeze? You heard about it?
Well, hold on, let me find this thing right here that says it's from September of 2024. Hold on just one second.
So you never heard of the hiring freeze that Elon and Trump came up with and the buyouts? You heard about all of
The
it?
FAA was about 3,000 controllers behind staffing targets, and the agency said in 2023 it had 10,700 certified controllers, about the same as a year earlier.
Yeah, so they're understaffed already, right? According to your,
But who's been fired from actually inside the air traffic control?
Well, there's information about all the people that Elon and Trump fired, but
But those
we
are not
agree.
people
So,
that have anything to do with actually controlling what's going on in the air.
and that's unfortunately untrue. One thing you and I can
Yeah,
agree,
it is. I
SK.
literally watched the hearing for the FAA guy, and he couldn't even answer simple questions about any of the processes that take place
But
inside air traffic control.
SK, did this ever happen under Joe Biden's watch? Yes or no? I hear all the data,
Oh, it
and
hasn't happened under anyone's watch, but are you going to sit
no.
here and argue that the staffing hasn't been low,
Well,
that
SK,
these problems haven't persisted, and that there haven't been people, even under the Biden administration, saying bad things are going to happen if this continues like it is? It's inevitable.
well, that
I
was the
mean,
warning. As a matter of fact,
I read several
okay, let
I
me go
read
ahead.
several quotes from pilots and people that are in the industry saying we've been saying for decades that these problems persist and that things are going to happen if we don't fix it.
Okay.
And it hasn't been fixed. Even under the Biden administration, it wasn't fixed. So I don't know how everyone is laying the blame at the feet of Donald Trump when he's literally
Okay,
in
so
office.
well, I'm gonna, if you don't mind, because I know time is of the essence, but I appreciate you bravely putting on your MAGA. You know what you put on that helps you be MAGA, right? You put it on and you got it in the box. I'm not the smartest person. I don't know much about airplanes. I don't know much about helicopters, right? And I don't even know how these agencies really run because I don't work there. But I'll say this. We agree. Whatever you brought up, I'll say it's true. But nothing like this ever happened under Joe Biden. We agree.
Right. Well, it didn't happen under Bush.
So what I need you to do is W Joe Biden in the chat. Because it turns out whatever Sleepy Joe was doing people were able to fly in this country and we were safe. Now, 9 days into
Well,
Trump's
except for those
administration,
doors flying off of airplanes and all that kind of stuff.
no one lost their life, SK. No one lost their life. This is one of the worst airplane disasters in this country in over 2 decades.
Oh, well, yeah,
and it
no,
happened right at his footsteps in Washington, D.C. at Reagan National. This is
the last
right
thing
after.
that happened in DC. The last huge thing, aside from 9/11, happened in DC in 1982, and as a matter of fact, just a few months ago, under the Biden administration, they allowed 10 more flights per day to come into Reagan, and they passed legislation. I can find the legislation.
But you also agree, whatever he did, we didn't have the worst airplane disaster
but
happen
that's not
on
the
his.
point. Here's somebody that's a
it's all.
retired.
It is the point.
Just one second. The point is, number one,
And then I have something I want to read to you because you brought some information, and I think it's fair that I bring information into this conversation, and then we can go back and forth a little bit. All right? What were you saying?
I was saying. Sorry, excuse me. I had to burp. I was saying that there is a statement.
Well, excuse you.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Sorry. It says this was a disaster waiting to happen. A retired United Airlines captain and chief executive officer of Aero Consulting Experts. Those of us who've been around for a long time have been yelling into a vacuum that something like this would happen because our systems are stretched to extremes.
I agree.
They've been saying this for a long time. And then even with this happening, they passed legislation.
What date was that? What date was that written?
Yesterday or
Oh, that was yesterday. Okay, I thought they wrote that before.
We can go back and find it because legislation was just passed either in 2024 or 2023. I can't remember the exact date. There was legislation passed, and they were allowing more flights to come in.
SK, you and I agree that they've been understaffed.
Well,
we
yeah.
agree. And they were understaffed before Trump got into office. But we also agreed under those conditions, Sleepy Joe kept Americans safe.
But
now, I want to introduce this evidence from the ranking members, Larson Cohen's statement on Trump's dangerous freeze of air traffic control hiring. This was sent on January 22nd, 2025. Today, ranking members of the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure, Rick Larson, and ranking member Subcommittee Aviation, Steve Cohen, released the following statements after President Trump froze the hiring of air traffic controllers among safety critical positions. And I want you to focus on the word safety, all right, because these are critical positions. The bipartisan FAA Reauthorization Act of 2024 directs the administration to hire the maximum number of air traffic controllers. That's what the law says. So the administration must rescind this ridiculous executive order. Ranking member Larson said, quote, hiring air traffic controllers is the number one safety issue according to the entire aviation industry. Instead of working to improve aviation safety and lower costs for hardworking American families, the administration is choosing to spread bogus DEI claims to justify their decision. I'm not surprised by the president's dangerous and divisive actions, but the administration must reverse course. Let's go back to aviation safety and allow the FAA to do its job protecting the flying public. Quote, our top priority must be the safety of the flying public. So in order freezing the hiring of air traffic controllers is a misguided decision and goes against the directives of our FAA reauthorization bill. The aviation community will speak with one voice in condemning this short-sighted policy and reaffirm our commitment to hiring the critical personnel necessary for ensuring public safety. So this was, to me, the warning before the disaster, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's exactly. Hold on just one second. I'm trying to look something up.
And it happened under Trump's watch. And this is why we have to get on the same page, SK. Honestly, I need you to go ahead and condemn Donald Trump today.
Oh, no, yeah, that's not going to happen.
So there's nothing he can do. 67 Americans lost their life?
Oh, for sure. That's horrible. It's sad. I don't think we need to be having the headlines or the
He won't even go
rhetoric
visit
from
the site.
either side of the aisle. From either side. That's not what he said.
That's what he said. Why should he go there? To look at the frozen water?
That's not what he said.
What did he say? You want to play it? I might have played the wrong clip this morning.
Well, I heard what you played, but that's not what he was saying. We don't know what the reporter said, number one. And number two, it sounded like he was being Trump and saying, well, do you want me to go in the water? Do you want me to swim? We don't know what the guy said.
You really believe this stuff?
I really believe what stuff?
Stuff he says.
I believe the facts. Did you hear me say that I don't think we should be having these headlines or rhetoric on either side of the aisle?
I heard that, but you're ignoring the fact that the rhetoric is really coming from the one side of the aisle you're on. It's not coming from the Democrats.
I think it's coming from both sides. I think we can both be fair and say it's coming from both sides.
What have the folks on the left of the aisle, what have we said that's an issue?
I think that I think trying to lay this solely at the feet of Trump is not fair. And I think Trump immediately pointing out DEI without knowing all the facts isn't fair.
Okay.
I think we can be objective and rational and critical thinking on both sides, because those of us in the middle that look at the facts can say
you're not in the middle.
I'm definitely in the middle. I'm a Republican. I'm
in the middle of the lie. Okay, in the middle of the lie. I got it. I get it. But okay, you're not. Right.
Let's go back to this FAA Reauthorization Act and who it is that voted in favor and who voted against. The nays were 26 total. Mm-hmm. The yays were 387.
But what has that got to do with the price of rice? And the price of tea in China, actually, now that I thought about it.
If you guys are going to go with this narrative that things were understaffed and, all of these things and that there were too many flights, all of this, the Congress was given all of this information, and against the urging of everyone in the aerospace industry that was telling them, do not authorize more flights going into this already busy airport, plus having all of these training flights, because this is where those training flights take place. They have to be prepared. They have to always have helicopters in the air because of the airspace and what it covers and what it protects.
But this is why I say, you really believe what you're saying.
I really believe that Congress passed a bill allowing 10 more flights to come in, knowing that the FAA is understaffed. They just passed a rule in, I believe it was September, under the Biden administration,
but SK,
where they're allowing, where they have to have 12 or 10 hours.
But SK, whatever you're trying to get and the point you're trying to make, I'll give you that. All right. I will literally give you the benefit of the doubt and say you're 110% right. But whatever happened, you and I both know this never happened under Joe Biden's watch.
That's not the point.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest point ever.
No.
Whatever you're doing, you're not going to convince anybody in here it happened under Joe Biden's watch. It's not quite.
So you're going to tell me that regardless of the facts of the situation, regardless of the contributing factors to what happened, regardless of what the
hiring freeze,
you're saying it's Donald Trump's fault regardless because he's been in office for 10 days?
WSK, thank you. You finally are getting it.
Okay, well, I think that's absolutely insane to say that regardless of the facts, regardless of the contributing factors, regardless of anything that comes out in the final report, you've already come to the conclusion that this is Donald Trump's fault because he's been the president for 10 days and it happened while he was president.
You said you're in the middle.
I am.
I need to see it. I need to see it. I need to see it, SK, that you're in the middle.
Did I not sit here and say that I think it's crazy? The headlines and the rhetoric on both sides are crazy. Did I say that or did I not say that?
You did say that, but when you said contributing factors, you left out this warning, all right, that I just read, which is, in it, they pointed out that, you know what? Maybe those factors were there, but the straw that broke the camel's back was Donald Trump. I'll give you that. You cannot come up here and say it's not his fault when you know he did the hiring freeze. He went out and said, get rid of DEI, which means you're getting rid of qualified people. And you're doing this in an environment that's already being stretched to its limits. All right. And then, they're offering the buyouts. For you to get up here and ignore all of those things, it's not evident. It's showing you're really not in the middle, unless you're talking about in the middle of the cult.
No, I'm telling you right now that
you don't want to walk anything back.
No, no, I will sit here with my whole ass chest and say until all of the details and the final report comes out, or even actual people get to see the preliminary report and not just see the headlines, because you and I both know what's put out first without the public having access to that information is going to be the narrative and is what everybody's going to go with.
Well,
and then whenever the actual information comes out, nobody's going to talk about that.
The information that your cult leader put out said that the helicopter was flying too high. You just read his post. And he's also suggested that it's because of DEI. So what would you say to your cult leader with that energy you got right now, the both sides argument? What would you say to Donald Trump right now if you could say something? Because what he's doing, honestly, it's actually causing a lot of harm, especially to the victims.
I think what both sides are doing is causing a lot of harm to the victims. Also, I think we need to be honoring the victims, and I think both
You can't
sides
say
need
it.
to stop the rhetoric, and both sides need to stop talking about things that they don't know for sure because we don't have any reports. But also, you have to remember that Donald Trump and his administration probably have access to information we don't have access to.
SK, honestly, you think Donald Trump is an intelligent person in terms of being able to actually look at the information that you and I have and come to a solid understanding or conclusion about the information?
I don't think Donald Trump is stupid.
Okay, I'll give you that. He is the president, but and you know what? He's done an outstanding job getting a bunch of people who I would say are, that's a strong word, stupid, but he got a lot of people to vote for him. I'll give him some points for that. All right. But honestly, do you not see anything wrong with you're running a business, you're running a company, you're already stretched thin, and the business involves safety of Americans, and going in there and taking that and going, I'm going to cut the staff in half by 10%. You don't see that as very dangerous?
Where is there anything that shows that the staff at Reagan International Airport has been cut by 10% in the last 10 days?
I threw out an arbitrary percentage, but he let go of personnel that are tied to the FAA.
But they are,
and the Coast Guard. You know that. I think the number was like 400 or so. You know that there's people who have been eliminated.
People that have been let go.
Thank you.
100%.
So you already so you have so this is why I'm trying to help you understand. Policy, just the stroke of a pen, could have devastating consequences. He doesn't have to go in there and actually do the whole termination, but just enacting a policy.
Tell me what position that was let go in the FAA or the aviation industry at all was any way directly tied or caused this to happen?
Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's just see, ladies and gentlemen. This is so did Trump's firing of the aviation officials create the likelihood? See, this is so you can just go look this up.
Oh, so now we're just looking at opinion pieces. This is what
No.
I'm trying to tell you.
No.
Continue to push these narratives without having this information, and we don't have this information.
How
Why
about
does
this?
only the New York Times have this preliminary report? I even went to the FAA website. There is you can't find the preliminary report.
Hold on, because see what I threw out a random number, but part of what I like to do, honestly, is get some of the credible numbers. All right. 67 people. Why it matters what to know. Who is the FAA chief, Mike Whitaker, and when did he step down? FAA Administrator Mike Whitaker, who was confirmed.
20th.
Okay, there you go. So that's one person we know he got rid of, right?
He didn't get the guy stepped down January 20th, but he was just put in place in September.
Yeah. So why did that happen? You don't see that as a safety concern on your part yet?
Okay, where was all of this discussion the last year that I've been on TikTok doing this? Why were you guys not outraged at the answers that were given in all of these appointment hearings on the FAA dude who couldn't answer simple questions about flying a plane or how they operate or anything or how to direct air traffic or what is required of the
Okay.
position. The guy knew nothing, and they still confirmed him. There were literal doors flying off of airplanes under Joe Biden.
Oh wait, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. Okay.
But this is what I'm
Trump
saying.
fired
What was
400
the
senior.
outrage
Wait,
over that?
Trump fired 400 senior officials of the FAA and 3,000 air traffic controllers 8 days ago. So you could go look that up, SK. And again, we're talking about a system that's already taxed. And then you go ahead and you eliminate a good chunk of the workforce, SK. So now
you're gonna sit here with your whole chest and continue on with this.
he did do that. Go look it up.
With this commentary, when you know for a fact that our transportation secretary under Joe Biden was off of work for 12 weeks. We had several transportation disasters. We had literal doors flying off of airplanes. None of those things were remedied. You can go look up all of that information, but I didn't hear you talk about any of that.
Because it wasn't the worst airline disaster in American history in decades. Unfortunately, SK, we're not saying that it has to be perfect, right? I'll give you that. But what we're saying is this is the example of policies having a direct impact on the American people, and it actually doesn't have a positive impact in this example. It has a negative impact. So what we need you to do is actually understand this is a good example of a reason.
Couldn't answer any questions about any of how this stuff operates, how the air traffic control towers operate. He couldn't answer any questions about any of those things. But yet somehow that guy stepping down 10 days ago is what.
Well, not just that, and not just that, but the 400 senior officials and the 3,000 air traffic controllers as well, right? So what we're saying to you, and again, I know there's some people in here, they say they want to talk to you, all right? I don't know if you have time to talk to them.
No, I don't. I really do need to go.
Well, then this is what we'll do. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a democracy. Lake of Fire for SK, yes or no? Because she got up here and tried her darndest to defend Donald Trump, and I just need to know if we could get over how many people we got 2,000. If we could get over 200 yeses, SK, that's almost 10%. That's good enough to do what I got to do. How many yeses for Lake of Fire for our guest SK? I'm trying to be fair. Look at that. SK, do you see the number?
No, it's fine. I really do need to go. I appreciate everybody. Yes, actually.
Look at the number, SK, 145. Oh, ladies. Oh, you know what, SK? I didn't see over 200. Wow.
Oh no. I really
so
do
maybe
need to go. Keep going. Keep putting yes, please. Keep putting yes.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, SK.
All right. Good talking to you, Zeus.
Yeah, you too. Unfortunately, I got to take care of business. And ladies and gentlemen, that is SK. SK, unfortunately, what I'm going to do is warm up the Lake of Fire. You have failed to convince anybody that what you are in the middle of is anything other than a cult. You're going to get up here and try to read all kinds of things about Joe Biden. I'm surprised you didn't go back as far as Obama and Bill Clinton. The system wasn't this and that, Zeus. It was really bad. They let too many flights in. Well, Biden never had that problem. This happened under Donald Trump's watch, and it's because of Elon Musk and him. It's not DEI, it's DOGE. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending that previous guest, SK, straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
It's really that simple. And I see that there's some people out there in my chat, they're getting triggered by the way that I'm running my broadcast. Well, let me go ahead and say what I said at the top of the show.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Exactly. We're not going to sit here and surrender this country to MAGA, the MAGA demons. Absolutely not, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to do that. All right. Let me bring up the next panelist, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what we got to do. We got to take care of business in the kingdom. Good morning, Takesha. How are you doing?
Hey, Zeus. How you doing?
I'm all right. All right. Yes.
I want to address the little lady that just got out the box.
SK.
before I go
Talk.
into what I got to say. If I became the new manager of the Golden Corral,
Mm-hmm.
and when I got there, it was understaffed,
Mm-hmm.
and I go in there
Mm-hmm.
and fire some people, it don't even matter which department.
Right.
If I'm short staffed with waitresses, and I fire cooks, and I fire the people that take your order, take your money
Yeah.
at the door.
Right.
I'm shorter from running my business in a good way.
That part. This ain't hard to.
So with Elon Musk asking that man to step down because that man investigated him and charged him.
Yeah.
And then you got Dumpy going around on his revenge tour
Yeah.
trying to cut corners so he
Yeah. Go ahead, Takesha. Go ahead and get him on the right path.
so he can have money for his tax cuts. He's causing destruction. And
Amen.
like you said, I wouldn't care if Biden didn't have but two people on staff. Guess what them two people did?
What they gonna
Ran it
do?
efficiently because nothing happened.
That part.
Nothing happened
Thank
until
you.
Donald Trump got in and made those cuts.
Thank
It
you.
was his fault.
Thank you, Takesha. I was trying to help her understand that.
Zeus,
Talk to
it's
her.
his fault.
Yep.
He can quit trying to blame Obama, who been out of office longer than my grandbaby was alive, and stop blaming the man that was before you. It's on you. It has nothing to do with DEI.
Nope.
It has everything to do with you being incompetent.
Amen. Ooh, Takesha is on fire.
And then for people to sit up and talk about, well, how can people, headset, Wild Irish Rose, sit up and say they want the best, most competent people when he don't even know his job. He don't know what's going on, Zeus.
He don't.
They not hiring the best. They hiring the best people that's gonna kiss Trump's butt.
Hey.
Listen.
There you go.
They did more licking on him yesterday than the Al and the Charms blow pop commercial.
I
It didn't
remember
make
that.
no sense the way they licked on that man before they could even speak. He got them so wrapped around his finger. They so in love with him that they probably get him more accolades than their mama on Mother's Day. It is ridiculous.
They love him more than they love Trump more than they love their mama.
Yes, they do.
Whew. Y'all show Takesha some love, seriously. I don't know how she does this, but she gets into this box and she knows how to speak on it for real. Thank you so much. All right, seriously.
Now, Zeus. Let me say this, Zeus.
Yes, Lord. Go ahead.
Yesterday, while those people were waiting for their family members to, be found.
Yeah.
They're mourning the loss of their kids.
Right.
And they're mourning the loss of all their loved ones. You come out on national TV after you read on the teleprompter, the stuff that you supposed to say.
Right.
You done talked about a merciful God.
Yeah.
I know they wrote that because you don't know God.
Hey, go ahead.
After you stop reading the teleprompter, you go into DEI, President Obama, President Biden, how great you were, how you're gonna sit up and put these great people in place. And you start bragging on yourself. And you start denigrating the other two presidents before you. What did that have to do with giving these people some comfort and letting them know that the investigation is ongoing?
Amen.
What did all that other stuff have to do with these people losing their families? Where is the compassion?
That part.
You can tell just because he slow read that first poem.
Yeah.
That meant nothing. I felt nothing.
Thank you.
Because his heart is so dark.
Dark.
I don't understand why these people. Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. Go ahead.
I keep telling people you better read your word.
Amen. Look at that. She's not lying.
Everything that's going on, Zeus, is in that Bible. This man has fooled the very elect of them. They are running around like he is the greatest thing since sliced apple pie. They running around like he the best thing you'll ever have in your life. They running around saying he the only one that can fix it. And that's where they messed up at.
Yep. No lies
Zeus,
detected.
what did I tell you when he first got in office?
Go ahead, repeat it.
I said destruction is coming.
Amen. I've heard of winter is coming, but destruction is coming. Oh yeah, yeah.
Y'all ain't seen
like a thief in the night, right? It's gonna come like a thief in the night.
Y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
I thought we were just going to have a 1929 depression, but
Zeus,
now we got airplanes.
We gonna have a depression, Zeus, but it's way more than that. We gonna have another pandemic. Mark my words.
You already got a TB outbreak in Kansas, right? So yeah,
I'm telling you, Zeus, they ain't seen nothing yet. But let me say this, Zeus. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yep.
The last guy talking about a Texas project.
Yeah.
If that was the case, then why did Congress continue to have hearings? And why did the Supreme Court continue to rule on it if it had been fixed, Zeus?
Amen.
Does that make sense to you, Zeus?
Big
All
B.
they wanted was the data in an American place. And
That part.
did that, Zeus. Why did Congress still have hearings about it being unsafe? And why did it go to the Supreme Court?
That
and
part.
why is it not in the Apple Store? Because in 2 months, Zeus, guess what's gonna happen?
What gonna happen?
Gone.
TikTok gone in 2 months. Wow.
This was just a pause.
Yep.
If they think it's finna stay, they fooling they self. Trump ain't saved nothing but your feelings so he can use them.
Woo, W to Keisha in the chat. No lies detected. Because he wants us to be able to see the mass deportations, right? Because he wants to get points for that. That's why he needs TikTok.
He want people to give him praise. Did you see how he was standing up there soaking it in when they were saying, "You're a great president.
Yeah.
You're doing an excellent job.
Yep.
You're this, you're that." And he was standing up there like he was King Nebuchadnezzar, like he had turned the music on and they knew to follow suit and get in line. He King Nebuchadnezzar right
That
now.
part. Go ahead.
He turning on the music and everybody flocking to him and doing what he want him to do.
That part. Tell him, Takesha.
But baby, eventually he gonna face his Pharaoh season, and then he gonna face his Saul season.
Amen.
And it's gonna be over.
Amen. Let him know. Well, all right.
No, that's all I wanted, Zeus. I just wanted to come up and make those few points. And
Thank you.
I'm gonna go on over here and finish talking to my Lord, because if you on the Lord's side, you're good.
Amen. W to Keisha in the chat. No lies. No lies detected. As you can see, you're all right. No lies detected. I mean, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's going to take to save this country from the evil clutches of the MAGA demon. Look at do we have any Trump supporters out there real quick that want to come up here and actually try to defend the indefensible? Or have you all learned your lesson? All right, because this is serious stuff. We're not buying it was DEI. You can bring up all the stuff that you think made the Biden administration accountable. But one thing we're not going to let you do, we're not going to let you say, you know what? This happened under President Biden. We're not going to let you do that. We're not going to let you do that. All right, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Oh my God. I know people are going to get so mad at Zeus. Yes, Nutty, how are you doing? Did you want to say something to the people?
So very, very quickly, I'm going to talk fast here. And this is for SK. SK ain't no more in the middle than I am a white dude with a 3-inch acorn. That girl ain't bit more in the middle. You go to her page, Zeus.
Yeah.
It is Trump.
Oh.
And guess what, Zeus?
What's
that?
She
had the unmitigated gall to come after Eminem. She called Eminem a sellout.
What?
How? So that's why I wish she was here.
Oh.
Because I just want to know. She called Eminem sellout because when the FCC tried to take him off the radio and find him $7,000, because you know Eminem, he's vulgar in his music.
Yeah.
All right. So she was like, well, when did you stop being on the side of free speech? When did you stop being on the side of free speech? Because she had an issue with Eminem introducing President Obama during Vice President Harris's rally in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
What?
She had an issue with that. And
wow.
She called him a sellout.
Wow.
This is the, I'm in the middle, Zeus. Just because you have a voice like this, we've heard these voices before because we have resident bears that live in everyone. They live in everyone's mind.
Oh God!
So, are you trying to become the resident victim now, SK?
Oh, SK, you didn't speak on that, SK, and that's very, very troubling to Big Zeus, because we can't have you doing stuff like that, SK.
She is a liar, and the truth is not in her. So
we don't believe she's on both sides like she suggested.
She's not. She is so far up Trump's booty hole that you can smell her through the screen. That's how far up Trump's booty hole she is.
Wow.
And you know what, SK? You should go see a doctor about that because that's not sanitary, man.
It's not. It's
that's
really
not
not
sanitary. That's
so
not
her page is so her page is total MAGA, but she's in the middle. I would hate, honestly. I would hate for this. Oh, look, SK said she wants to come back up here. Oh, maybe we can get to the bottom of. Okay, because you know
I
what?
thought she had to go.
Well, but listen, the demon always makes time for their daddy. We get it, all right. But you know, maybe we can get her to meet.
So 1 second, just 1 second. Can you explain to me which party campaigned on restricting free speech, going after people civilly or criminally for things that you post on social media, including
the party that you're supporting. It's the party that you're supporting.
Did Tim Walz say that free speech, you're not guaranteed free speech, especially when it surrounds hate speech and misinformation when it comes to our democracy?
So,
did Hillary Clinton say that
they
want to hold people
you're not going to steamroll the conversation.
So hold on.
So whenever
you need
hold
to
on.
breathe.
So whenever
now, SK,
I hear somebody saying things that aren't true, I'm
she's glitching.
definitely
But
SK,
shut up myself. I'm not glitching at all.
You're glitching, SK.
But now, SK, we want to be fair because I try to be very respectful to women on the platform. All right, even though I know you're a woman of darkness, but we got to get to the bottom of what Nutty was saying. Did you call Eminem a sellout?
I did.
Oh,
I sure did, and I'll tell you why. Because I didn't care whenever he voiced his political opinions against Trump years ago. I still was like, you know what, you do you. You have free speech, you do you. I still love your music. Grew up listening to you. Had the CD.
This guy Trump will make you give up on Eminem. You grew up. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. You called him a sellout.
I did call him a sellout.
That's giving up on him.
Listen, I didn't call for people to cancel the guy. I called him for what it was, because if you're going to be somebody that's a champion of free speech and then go up on a stage and stand there after everything, Liz Cheney, the person that he called out, he literally called Liz Cheney out. He called her husband out. He called the Cheneys out.
Okay.
And then he went on that stage and supported the same candidate that the Cheneys were supporting.
Okay, SK, can I pause you for a quick second? I'm going to give Nutty a chance to respond to that. Nutty, you heard what SK said. I got a lot of issues with it, but, part of my issues are, isn't it okay if you call somebody out and then they make adjustments and then they get on the right side and then that shows change. I don't have a problem with that. What about you, Nutty?
Of course not, Zeus. But here's the interesting thing. So this is why these people, and yes, I'm talking about you, SK, and people like you. This is why they're low IQ. This is why they're low IQ people. Because look at the definition of a sellout. Go look at the definition of a sellout. Someone who changes a position, and even though he didn't even change a position, but I'm just going to give that to you. It's not a sellout. It's not a sellout. A sellout, ma'am.
Go ahead.
A sellout is someone who is cosplaying for one side, yet while taking something else from another side.
Right.
Nutty in the chat. So that's a little bit. That's
Eminem has never been a sellout.
Eminem your entire career being about saying the most.
SK, I did not interrupt you.
He was still talking, SK. He was still talking, but you're going to respond.
When Zeus asked you to speak, I kept my mouth shut. Try it. All right? Eminem has always been his authentic self. Ever since he came on the scene, he has been his authentic self. So where do you have the unmitigated gall to call him a sellout? Again, low IQ.
Okay, so when you make your whole entire career out of saying the most outrageous things you possibly can for free speech, making your entire career about fighting for free speech, which I respect 100%. I wish everyone would do that. So when you make your whole career about that and then you go up and give the speech that you do looking like you're literally being held hostage while doing it, he knew everything he was saying up there wasn't true because they're literally campaigning under the Biden.
Hold on, let her go. We got about 30 more seconds, SK, because I know you're very long-winded.
Under the Biden-Harris administration, we had the very first ever disinformation governance board under the Department of Homeland Security. They've literally been suppressing people's free speech and going after people. There are government-funded NGOs that get grants from the government. You want to call me low-educated? Yesterday, I was looking at the.
No, I said
okay.
SK,
You're really deep and thick and knowledgeable about these talking points of the cult. But I'll just say this: I don't think Eminem made his career about free speech. I actually think he made his career selling good music. All right, free speech could be a part of that, but that was never his thing. You know, I'm the guru of free speech, everyone. That was never his angle. His angle was always to be the best lyrical MC.
And the FCC
and that's where
what?
Yes.
Hey, Zeus, you know what?
Fighting the government to let him say what he wanted to say.
Lady, here's another thing about Eminem.
We gotta defend Eminem this morning, ladies and gentlemen. These Trump supporters have lost it.
Eminem has always spoken out against anyone that doesn't align with what he believes.
Right.
His ideology. Whether that's a Democrat or a Republican, it matters not.
Thank you.
Eminem.
That's why you liked him.
What Eminem saw in this last election, he said, listen, I love my country more than anything else. I'm going to speak out for what I feel is right. And this man is an existential threat to democracy in this country. He is coming after my daughter. He is coming after people I care about. He is coming after people I love. There is a difference. That is not a sellout.
Then he probably should have left the free speech part out of it. Because you cannot say that you're fighting the FCC and you're fighting the government.
Hold on, let's break it down one at a time.
You cannot say in the same breath that you've been spending your entire career fighting the FCC and keeping the FCC from censoring people and censoring art and censoring music and speech, and then go and stand on stage and say that these people that are behind me are going to support free speech.
We can't say Eminem spent his entire career fighting for free speech when we just went through that his career was all about him being the best rapper.
Obviously, but
the freedom of speech thing is just a part of what it takes to be the best rapper. You got to be able to get the verses on top of the verses on top of the verses, and
right.
Hey Zeus. You know what the issue is? SK is really conflating here.
Yeah.
The fact that the Biden-Harris administration wanted to combat disinformation and misinformation, she calls that she thinks that is that's coming after her free speech. Because you don't have free speech, ma'am, to say anything you want without consequence.
You actually literally
you do not. And do you understand the purpose of the First Amendment?
I do. 100%.
No, absolutely you do not if you're talking about free speech. Because listen, the First Amendment only gives you the right to speak out.
Well, you're going hard, Nutty. You're going hard. A little hard, Nutty. You're going a little hard. You're going a little hard, Nutty.
I'm a constitutionalist.
I'm not going hard enough.
Well, you're yelling in my ear.
Free speech is, you are not immune from free speech only when it comes to the government, ma'am.
Okay.
That's not true. Okay,
it is true.
No, that's not true. But also, okay, so you're immune from free speech when it comes to the government. So let's say, so you want the government to tell the people what it is that's misinformation and disinformation. You think it's safe to allow the government to have control over what is misinformation and disinformation?
W Nutty in the chat.
Right. Only protects you from the government. So here's the deal. Let me give you an example.
So exactly what was happening under the Biden administration.
SK, I need you to hear this.
Thank you for confirming my
point. I need you to hear this. I need you to hear this, SK.
You love bringing up the Biden, Harris, and Obama's. I don't get this.
Hey, Zeus, I want to give her a prime example of free speech.
Let's go.
Trump is the nastiest, fattest, ugliest, stankiest slob there
and I will fight all day,
And I hate
every
the
day
man.
for your right
Okay,
to
that's
say
I
so.
hate him.
So that's free speech.
That's free speech. Because guess what?
And actually,
Now
it's
the
a
government-
bar.
The government cannot knock on my door and arrest me for what I said.
Because
It
you're not
protects me from
you're
the
not threatening
government.
anybody. You're not threatening anybody.
I'm not stupid.
Well, free speech doesn't it doesn't allow you to say things that are criminal and do things like
Right.
that. If it's criminal, then there's going to be problems. So we got to get rid of this free speech. And all I want to say is this, SK, we are living in quite the country where a rapper named Eminem, who you and I all know is a great artist, you've taken Donald Trump's
One of the
side.
best.
You've taken
I've
Donald
taken the
Trump's side over it. The what?
The Constitution's side. I do not think
don't
under
know-
any circumstances we
You
should
don't
allow
Bit Mo-
the government.
you don't
Hold on,
Bit
just
Mo
one
believe in that
second.
Constitution
Just
as
let
you
me
do in
say
the
one
Bible.
sentence. Just let me say one sentence.
You've said
I
enough.
do not ever in any circumstance think that we should be giving the federal government, regardless of who's in control, Donald Trump, Biden, Obama, Bush, whoever's future presidents, not at any time should the federal government ever be allowed to dictate to the people what is true and what is not true.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that,
Then why
but
did you vote for
unfortunately,
Donald Trump, the biggest liar
part-
on earth. Exactly.
You have the right to
Exactly.
free speech. You have the right to be an asshole. You have the right to lie. You have the right to call someone the N-word if you want to. But that doesn't mean people aren't
You
going
have
to
zero moral
Can we-
compass.
Can we also call out what Project 2025 is all about and what it's going to do to our free speech? All right. You voted for that, right? I mean, he wants to put journalists. He's going after them. So he's all about censoring your freedom of speech.
Well, but this is what you guys aren't understanding. There's a lot more to this. I've been researching it for a while. These NGOs and these things that are going on, they're being backdoor funded by the federal government. So the federal government is funding groups of people, NGOs. They are getting grants from the Department of Homeland Security. And then they are...
but you see what you're doing, SK. Everything you have an issue with, we end up being able to give you examples of your cult leader doing it, and then you end up going and bringing up all this information. And I promise you, you were so close to getting to Joe Biden and Obama and Clinton. You were on your way to
I got Zeus. I got to run. I just want to ask her one more thing, because I'm curious to know her opinion on, because she's talking about free speech. She's talking about all this thing. I don't believe that she knows the Constitution, just like I don't believe she knows the Bible, right? So how do you feel about the 14th Amendment and birthright citizenship?
Oh, yeah. So Section 5 of the 14th Amendment allows Congress to be able to extend citizenship to people. As a matter of fact, I'm Native American, and the only reason that I'm an American citizen, the only reason I'm a U.S. citizen is because Congress extended that right to the tribes.
Girl. And what's your tribal number?
I'm not going to give you my Are you serious right now? That's like asking me for my driver's license.
No, it's not.
It's a
No, it
federal
is
ID.
not.
Yes,
No,
it
is not.
Yes, it is.
It is
That's
not.
what's used for everything. That's what's used for health records
is
when you go
not.
to the Indian hospital. It is too. What
What is your
tribe are
tribal
you
number,
from?
ma'am? What tribe are you with?
Yeah, I'm
Tribal
Cherokee.
number. Wait a second. Tribal numbers can refer to the tribal identification number, tribal codes, or numbers used to identify American Indians and Alaska Natives. So,
my
I don't think
tribal
it's like
number
giving up your social security.
It's like giving out your driver's license number, except for the fact that in your tribe it's used for everything. It's
It's
used
just
on your
used to
medical
identify the
records.
tribe. It's just used to
No,
identify
no,
the
it's not.
tribe.
It's
BIA tribal code. Listen, BIA example. BIA tribal code is 001. BIA tribal code 006. There's a 07. There's AO 1340. That's for the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe. I mean, if that's your driver's license number, it's all over the internet.
Talking about my, he's literally talking about the number on my tribal
You've known me for several
identification
years,
card,
Zeus,
which is what's
and
used on medical records.
I've never claimed that I'm Native. Correct?
You're right, but you could be Blackfoot though, and some people say.
However, my mother had enough Native in her that my mother and my uncles and my aunts, they got free college in the state of Michigan. And guess what? They had to have a tribal number. They had to be linked and associated.
Yeah,
to
here,
a
I'll show you.
tribe,
Right here,
to
how about
a
I do
tribe.
this? How about
Thank you.
show
I don't have
my-
enough.
how
I don't
about
have enough
show
of that
you-
blood.
I'll show
I don't
you
have
my
enough of that
tribal
blood
card.
in me to qualify for that. So
I'll
that's why you
cover
never
up.
heard me say,
I'll
"Hey, I'm
cover up
native."
all of the information, and
Okay,
I'll
SK.
show you my
SK,
tribal
have a
card.
good
How
day.
about that?
Girl,
Would that
bye.
make you
Okay.
feel better?
Well,
Girl,
no. What we'll do is this. We're gonna move it on because I didn't know we were gonna take a detour, but you know what? It
I
is
mean,
what
it's
it is.
wild.
No, no,
But
no,
hold
no.
on, just
No,
for
no,
the
no.
record, because I get attacked for this every single
Okay,
time.
we got about 30 seconds. What do you got to do? What do you got to do? Because Zeus, I gotta do what I gotta do. The people pay me to do what I do, and unfortunately, I'm committed to the upholding the rules of the kingdom.
And
SK
hey,
got in my box
Antifa,
lying once
I have
again.
nothing against you. I have nothing against you. We can
That's- I have
believe
everything
different
against you.
things, and that doesn't mean that I hate you.
Okay.
So here, hold on one second. Let me cover up the numbers with this piece of paper here.
And this might not actually help you, SK, but I'm willing to actually see this proof. She's gonna show us her. What is this?
This is my tribal card. It's like a driver's license. Ooh, I almost showed you my number.
Okay. What does it say? What I can use? It says. Hold on. Let me get this
I
fully
don't want to get
expanded.
too close.
No. I just want to make sure I get the full expanded version, ladies and gentlemen. Because what we want to do is we definitely want to keep it clean. Okay, citizen of the Cherokee Nation. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Okay, thank you. Okay, no.
No, I want to see her name. I'm calling BS. I'm calling it just like with my, as she said.
Nobody on
with
here
my
knows
whole
my name.
ass chest.
Dude,
I'm
nobody
calling
on
it
here.
with my whole
Nobody
ass
on here
chest.
knows my name.
Yeah.
I just took it out of my wallet.
Yeah, I don't want her to dox herself or anything like
I
that.
do.
But you know what, Nutty? We're gonna go ahead and say, I'm gonna have to put that somewhere in terms of I can't accept it. It's unacceptable, SK. We just can't accept it. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things going on like AI, and
You
I could have
can't
printed one,
accept my
but
Cherokee- you can't
no.
accept my Cherokee ID card.
But you know what? Maybe later on I'll give it a second thought. But for the sake of right now, I need the supporting documentation. I need to see the application that you filled out that
You
came
want
with.
to see the DOGE rolls?
Yeah,
Hold on,
and
I'll
I
show you
need to see the
DOGE
actual
rolls.
signed seal. I need to know the building you turned it into or the website it was submitted, and I need to see the photo that you took. Because as far as we're concerned in this kingdom, right, we have very high standards, and we can't let DEI. We can't let DEI stuff.
I need a blood sample so I can test it myself.
And a blood sample might not help. Might work too. So SK, what I'll do is I gotta move it on. No, SK, you've done enough damage, SK. Ladies and gentlemen, that's SK trying to prove she's Cherokee on my show. And we can't have lies, SK. You know what? I got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. We got to warm up the lake of fire. I've never had this happen on my show before, where people get in my box and they pretend like they're Native American. And she went all the way to the extremes. I don't know how much you paid for it, but honestly, you need to get a refund. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what we got to do. I don't buy it. I really don't buy it. Silence. You know why I don't buy it? Because now you got me thinking. Hold on. Now you got me thinking, Nutty, and maybe you can tell me if I'm onto something. But would someone who's really Native American vote for Donald Trump?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because here's the thing, especially the first thing they say when you ask them what tribe, what do they always say? I'm Cherokee.
That's the common one. That's the common one, right?
Cherokee, yeah, that's the easy one. That's the easy one.
They probably got some.
When you ask them for their tribal number, and then they start stuttering and glitching, that's when you know you got them.
Yeah, thank you.
Because
I thought so.
One thing, because I still think that there is Native in my bloodline.
Yeah.
However, I am not Native.
Thank you. We all mix with something. I'll say that. I get it. We're mixed with something, but I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
Her butt came from the mountains of Caucasus and Europe. She ain't bit more mixed with no Native American as I am, like I said, a white man with a limp acorn.
Nutty. Wow. Well, listen, Nutty, I got to move it on.
Very quickly.
Yes.
So yesterday when you were listening to the press conference with Trump.
Yes.
Did you hear what he said almost 5 minutes left in his speech?
What did he say?
He admitted without admitting that he knew he lost the 2020 election.
Oh, I did remember.
Go back and
that.
listen to that.
Yeah.
He was talking about a rule that he was going to put in place, but we didn't have time because the election didn't go my way. He said that with his own words, but yet he still wants to claim the 2020 election was stolen.
Yeah. Ain't that something? Again, the audacity of MAGA
Thank
to
you
get
for
up
letting me
here.
up, Zeus.
You're welcome, and thank you for
listen.
yes.
I'm always going to be dark from now until he sees his maker or gets out of the White House. I'm dark.
That's deep. That's deep, Nutty. All right, you got to work on that. That's a lot of deepness.
No.
But you know,
No. I told you, don't trip. He ain't through with me yet.
Oh my God!
Until he tells me to stop, I'm coming hard.
Have
a great day.
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, that's Dark Nutty right there. Listen, it's Friday. I had no idea we were going to get into all of this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We've gotten into quite a bit of just wow. That's this, ladies and gentlemen. I've never had to deal with this much craziness all on one show. Oh my goodness. Let's go to the box, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta keep this thing going. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. All right. Good morning. Good morning, Jess. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. I am all right. What a show, right?
Yeah, what a show. Oh my goodness. It's really classic. Their line is always, "What did the journalist say?" SK said that right before.
She did.
Yeah, she said, "We don't know what he said." And what is it? Well, he was probably just being Trump.
I
What,
heard
am I
her
going
say
to go
that.
to the water? No one asked him to go swimming and go in the water. Are you joking right now? That is a very serious topic.
Thank
It's a
you.
very serious subject.
There you
Families
go.
are grieving real time. And all he said was, "Will you visit the site?" And he goes, "You want me to get in the water? What
Scoff.
site? Yeah, I'll visit the site, but not the exact site. You want me to get in the water?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Thank
It's not
you.
a joke."
W Jess in the chat.
And they want to talk about, she said something about the plane flying off,
Yeah.
the door flying off.
Yeah. Oh, she
But
brought that up. Yeah. I was like, what are we doing?
that was Boeing. That was
Mm.
Boeing's fault. The planes are falling apart.
That's true. I remember that they ended up getting, they prosecuted them for that, right? So it wasn't Joe Biden after all.
Yeah. So I want to pivot a little bit. I want to talk about the J6 rioters. This man right here, David Daniel, manufacturing and in possession of CP.
Whoa!
This man right here, he's real special. Charged with forcible grape. And not only that, to embarrass and humiliate the girl after he did it, he relieved himself in her mouth. Yeah, these are your people. Oh, this guy is real special too. The one that got unalived by cop. He whooped his kid. Whooped his kid so bad that he had bruises on the back of his neck. These are your people.
This is the demonic work. This is the devil's work.
This man
Another
right
one?
here.
You have another one? These are all J6ers.
Yes.
That Trump pardoned.
Lit cigarette. Threw it. Hit her near the eye. Yep. Including biting her forehead and punching her multiple times. Yeah. Let's see.
This is some sick stuff. And they get up here, Jess, and they keep attacking immigrants. The demonization of, look at them, DEI.
This guy.
Is this DEI, Jess?
Beat up his 14-year-old daughter. Yep. You guys are horrible people. And you want to talk about how Democrats do this or that and the other. You guys don't hold your side accountable for anything.
Nope.
Anything. Anytime someone on the Democrat side has come out to do something horrible, we've asked them to resign. We've asked them to be held accountable for anything. Even when Hunter Biden was going to court or going to getting these subpoenas and stuff, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. We're going to sit by the sidelines and let the court system handle their business.
Yeah.
But this crap right here is unacceptable. You claim to care about children, right?
They
But
do.
you guys watched that movie, The Sound of Freedom, and we're making all these conspiracy theories about these people, right? But here we are, the producers of Sound of Freedom, arrested for trafficking. You guys are despicable. You guys wanted to talk about Kamala Harris and spreading these lies that she doesn't care about children. She put a bill in place in California and it got passed into law for child trafficking.
Tell them, Jess.
It's insane to me. I need you guys to fully self-reflect, but you guys are narcissists and it's really hard for narcissists to take any accountability and reflect whatsoever.
That part so much. Jess, go ahead. Preach to these demons.
And
They know it.
anyone coming up here in the comments, because I see you guys saying false, false, false. I saw a few of those. I would love for you to come up here and tell me what I'm saying is false.
Yeah, who said that?
Because I showed proof. And I didn't say that these people were rearrested for these charges. I'm saying these people have been arrested for these charges, and some of them are already rearrested for separate charges. One lady was arrested for a DUI and unalived 2 people.
Yep. Emily Hernandez. I did a video about you MAGA demons getting pardoned by your cult leader, by your dear leader, and then terrorizing the United States of America still to this day. It's sick, Jess. It's
It's almost as if the criminals went to do some more crimes and then another criminal pardons them and they still do more crimes. Amazing, right? Who would have thought?
Hear this, MAGA? Jess is not lying. We're not playing around with you all. We will never, ever surrender our country to you traitors. Absolutely not. Benjamin, send me a guest request, Benjamin. I see you putting false in my chat like that.
None of you care about children. It's really despicable. And I'm over here reading this stuff and I squeeze my babies tighter. I do. Because these next 4 years, Donald Trump hired Linda McMahon. Okay? If you look up Linda McMahon, she never physically assaulted anyone, right? But she sure covered up a whole lot of assaults of children in WWE.
And that's where you all went and got brainwashed at, perhaps, right? That's probably where they ended up actually falling into the cult right there, wishing they could smell Trump's dirty diaper. You Trump supporters, you guys are, as far as I'm concerned, Benjamin and whoever you are out there that keep saying false or we're lying, you're all prime candidates for hell, and you're going there.
Yeah,
you're really going there.
And a lot of you claim to be Christian, and I need you to read Matthew. I need you to reread Isaiah, and I really need you to, let me see, it's 2 Corinthians 11, 14 through 15. If you claim to be a Christian, read that one right there, because your guys' attitude and how you act, you disguise yourselves as light workers and people of righteousness, but you are not.
Nope.
You are not. You guys are demons in disguise. And
B-Rock,
I will say it straight up.
Tell
you
'em.
guys have darkness in your souls. And
Wicked.
I honestly, like, we used to go back and forth and name call and stuff. I pity you. I pity you. I hope one day you can do better.
Yeah.
I hope one day you find something that makes you happy, because you guys are some horrible, unhappy people.
Thank you. Tell him, Jess. Well, listen.
And I'm gonna drop.
Thank you.
But that's
wise
what I
words. Wise words from my good friend Jess. Ladies and gentlemen, W's in the chat for my good friend Jess. No lies detected. B-Rock, Benjamin, I invited you both up here and you rejected the request. This is how it's going to be for you. So what I'll do is this. I see a lot of people out there in my chat like Benjamin and B-Rock. They're getting triggered. Guess what that means, ladies and gentlemen? They didn't catch the message at the very beginning of the show. Let me go ahead and remind these MAGA demons what type of time we're on over here.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
Thank you. Hi, Attacking. How are you doing? Hey, Stella. Nice to see you. Oh, my God.
I'm doing
Stella's here.
great. I'm doing
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
SK doesn't care that Donald Trump assaulted E. Jean Carroll. SK doesn't care that Donald Trump wants to deport people, and SK doesn't care that the 14th Amendment, Section 1, birthright citizenship, is removed. All right.
Yeah.
Basically, she doesn't give a damn. She doesn't, or darn, doesn't care that he's a convicted felon. She says that's all fake.
Yeah.
So her ethics and morals are basically is what she sits upon when she's sitting down lying.
Yeah, yeah. We caught her in 4K, you know, and some folks say 8K. But yeah, all the
Right.
lies. Attacking. Let me ask you an honest question. Did any airplanes like this go down under Joe Biden's watch?
No.
Exactly.
By the way, SK lied to you when she first came up, said she doesn't have enough time to spend up here, she's got to go. Well, she lied. Right off the bat. Right off the bat.
It comes natural, like driving a manual.
Right.
You ever drove one of those, right?
Yeah.
You just learn how to do it, and you never forget. It's like riding a bike. But that's MAGA.
So anyway,
W Kabira.
and in regards to this accident,
Talk to him.
the first thing Donald Trump has to do is to point it towards somebody else.
That part.
Instead of just being a president of the United States of America and the American people, he had to make sure that everybody looked at everybody else for the cause of this and not him as he's sitting president.
That part.
He had to blame Obama, Biden, and Pete Buttigieg.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, I know. It's really something. Then he had to put in the DEI. Without any proper analysis and information or investigation. By the way, they just found the black boxes. They've got them.
Really?
Yes. So I'm watching the news.
Has Trump heard what's on the black boxes?
Well, he was underwater swimming. He got the black boxes. So he was one of them that pulled him out of the wreckage. So Donald Trump. It was kind of hard. They had to put some extra weight on him because he's a bloated whale and he doesn't really sink well. So they had to put, to get down there. But anyway, they've got the black boxes. But Donald Trump literally has to lie about the entire situation. Now, the thing is this. Within 11 days.
Yeah.
Today's the 31st.
Isn't that something? It feels like he's been in office for 4 years right now.
Within 11 days, a disaster happened where 67 people lost their life.
Americans.
And Donald Trump had to lie about the situation, the cause of the situation, and he couldn't just be the president of America as a professional being and showing presidential prowess in regards to this. He had to lie. And his people did the same thing right after him. They lied about it, only to make him be good. Now, do you know there were almost 4,000 train crashes under Donald Trump's presidency?
Really?
Yes. Do you know how many people? Well, like 40 people got unalive because of the train crashes. Do you know how many he went to?
How many?
None.
He doesn't care.
So remember when he went to Palestine, Ohio?
Yeah. The publicity stunt, and he gave them McDonald's and some old Trump water. I remember that.
Yeah.
Lisa, he's attacking is not lying, Lisa. Stop it.
So all the thing is this. 67 people, instead of being the president of America, he had to be the president of him. I didn't cause it. It's not my fault. It's somebody else's fault. And look this way here. Now, this is the first disaster in 11 days. What if a bigger disaster happens? What is he going to do then?
Lisa.
Ebola, I guess there's some Ebola. It's not here in the United States yet, but there's some unalivings because of that.
Yep.
If it comes here, how's he going to handle it? Because Obama handled Ebola.
Yeah.
When it happened.
We got a TB outbreak in Kansas right now. I don't hear any updates about that.
Right. So right now you have
bird flu. Yeah.
Right. Right now you have 3 people trying to be confirmed. You have a Russian sympathizer, Tulsi Gabbard. You have an anti-vaxxer, anti-medicine guy, RFK.
Lisa, are you there, Lisa?
And then you have a conspiracy theorist, liar, Kash Patel, who pushed the misinformation in regards to the election in 2020 being stolen. So you have these 3 deplorables. You have an assaulter and a drunk, Pete Hegseth. Okay? You have, like Jessica just said, McMahon, the lady McMahon, who covered up essaying for children.
Mm-hmm.
All right? You have a woman who unalived her 11-month-old puppy because she couldn't train it.
Yeah. And you know who that was.
And now you have Donald Trump lying about DEI right off the bat.
Half of them y'all can't even spell DEI. Now that I think about it, you guys.
Exactly. The thing is this. Oh, by the way, what's the guy's name? Sean Duffy. I'm glad that I don't have to wear my bubble wrap anymore.
Yeah.
Because he says it's not standard operating procedure for a helicopter hit a plane.
That part.
Thank God. I thought it was an operating procedure. I thought that was always happening.
Yeah.
And then I made another video of how to pronounce pattern.
Because they don't
because he goes pattern. It's the flight pattern.
Yeah.
So
this shows there's something going on up there.
I put up a video of a teacher teaching how to pronunciate it properly.
Yeah.
And then I put him right afterwards. And then I made right after that, I had Trump's comment of nothing better than stupid.
Tell him attacking. Tell him.
So
listen.
for you guys to protect Trump, instead of saying, you know what, yeah, I voted for the guy, but why didn't he just come out to be professional and presidential? Why couldn't he just do that?
Because he's inhumane. At this point, we don't know. We have a monster in the White House, if you ask me, attacking.
Right.
Seriously.
There's one more thing. Hold on here.
All right.
More thing.
All right.
And then I'll drop.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, listen up. All right. Listen up. This is serious business we're talking about. You know what's so interesting while you're doing that is you listen to these Trump supporters. They know they have nothing to say of value at this point. They are on the defense. There's no excuse for this. 67 souls are gone. Uh-oh, what's this?
This woman here is a teacher, part of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
And she basically came out and said, through the biology book of what Trump wrote in his executive order, that we are the sex at conception. Conception, we're all female.
Really?
Yes. She went through the book. She read it.
Well,
we are female. So you Trump supporters who are worried about being part of the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
Well, Donald Trump says you are that. So
there you go.
Males, you're female.
There you go. And that's a nice way of putting it. All right. Because a lot of these guys, they're in there. They know what they're doing. All right. Well, listen,
by the way,
attacking.
do you like my mask? That's my mask.
I like it. I like it. All right. Gotta move it on. W attacking in the chat. No lies. No lies detected. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is a show of force. We're not allowing any of you liars in the chat to get away with your lies anymore. Who is responsible for the crash? We know the answer now, right? Is it DEI or is it DOGE? Which one is it, ladies and gentlemen? Is it DEI or is it DOGE? We want to make sure this is understood before we wrap things up, all right? Is it DEI or is it DOGE in terms of this situation that we've had? There you go. Look at all the people that said DOGE. Doge. There you go. That's, if you don't learn anything from this broadcast, that's the one thing you should pay attention to. It's DOGE. All right, Elon and Donald Trump's policies to gut the FAA and everything tied to the safety. They're so busy attacking woke, they're so busy attacking DEI that they put the safety of Americans at risk. And as far as I'm concerned, it's very difficult to feel confident right now getting on an airplane, because you got to know leadership starts at the top, and none of these guys, none of these jokers are going to take accountability for their action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Who do we got? Good morning, Straight Facts. What's going on? Yes, I'm all right. Just dealing with what these liars are saying. You know how that goes.
Zeus.
Yes.
Zeus. SK came up in here and she works my whole entire nerves.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to agree with Nettie about the little voice that she uses to try to make it seem like her point is coming over. We can all use that voice, SK. Stop it. The problem is that they want to be oppressed so bad.
Is that what it is?
Yes, they want to be oppressed. They want things to look like it's going against the white T-man. When in reality, we all know that none of them has ever had a law written against them. You understand me? That's true oppression. Not
Amen.
every one of them.
Hallelujah.
Has a law
Go ahead.
written against them. Furthermore, they then came over here and took people land and pretending like they're the invaders now.
Oh.
And then, not to mention how they went and got people from a whole new different country and brought them over here to work for free because they so lazy. But they are.
Tell them.
I'm just trying to figure out when is the date that MAGA is going to really look at this man that they put in office and really talk about it in the true sense.
Amen.
He looked like a fool yesterday.
Tell him.
Y'all know the only reason why he comes out there to those press conferences because he knows that there's a problem. So he wants to try to get ahead of the news and everybody else. Listen.
Uh-huh.
That mess that he was talking about it's a DEI, y'all, before he even seen the pilot. Y'all didn't see that?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't realize that he was talking about that even before he even seen the pilots?
That part. Talk to him.
That's what lets us know that he's a racist POS. Because it's not about him saying the N-word. It's about his actions.
Amen.
And so we can see every bit of what he's doing from afar, from close up, because we are the professional racism monitors. Because we are discriminated against every single day. Listen, I don't even hardly never leave my house.
Amen.
And I'm discriminated on this app and on social media every single day. So we are the professionals, Zeus.
Yeah. Thank
you, Curious Man. I appreciate you. But listen to this, though, Zeus. This is the whole problem that they're facing. They're facing a problem of Mother Nature. Because Mother Nature already said that they were only a 9% of the population of the United States of America.
Oh.
And Mother Nature has already shed off more of them last year, this year, and the year before than they are birthing. So there is absolutely nothing that they can do about this black excellence. Because DEI does not mean that they're hiring the worst of us in this, and we're only being hired because of our skin color.
Amen.
DEI means that we have to be at the top of our game.
Amen. Tell them straight facts for you so-called Christians.
Right. So I just want to say this and be clear. SK, you can use your little voice. Y'all can put Rump in office all y'all want to. Y'all can come in here and support him until hell freezes over. But it's not going to matter simply because Mother Nature is not going to let it.
Thank
Let
you.
me tell y'all this, and I'm gonna say this and drop on down. And when I say attacking was absolutely right,
amen.
You guys started off as women, and then your nuts dropped out. Your nuts didn't even drop. I'm gonna go ahead on and go now.
Somebody know what she's saying. W straight backstage. You said they ain't dropped.
What I just put down. And you know what? It's cool when y'all do it, but when we do it, it's a problem. So
that part. Yeah.
So
hey.
we go. Yeah. So we at the F it part. You know, the F around and find out. And y'all that's the find out stage.
Yep.
And all we gonna do right now is we gonna sit back and we gonna eat our popcorn, baby.
That part. Amen. Amen.
And we gonna watch y'all implode.
Amen.
I appreciate you. I appreciate all the gifts. Zeus, you know I love you.
I
hope
love
y'all
you
have
too.
A wonderful rest of y'all day.
All righty then. Ladies and gentlemen, W straight, facts in the chat. No lies detected. You gotta let them drop. Some of y'all ain't letting them drop, and this is why you're in the situation you're in right now, worshiping this guy, and you're just letting him do whatever he wants to you, putting all 6.5, maybe 4 in. And they're putting it in the, you know what they're putting it into, what you're letting Trump do to you. You guys are some of the sickest, evilest people I've ever ran across in my life. And you all do it in the name of Jesus. Oh, you say that's a good position to be in, DJ? DJ, you really like bending over for Donald Trump and letting him put all 4 inches in, DJ, and you know which hole he's DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to warm up the lake of fire. DJ is in my chat, and he's just being nasty. DJ, I didn't want to send you to hell, but you weren't in the box, but I got to send you to hell, bro, because that's just disturbing and disgusting, and it just shows how deep in the cult you are. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give DJ a huge round of boos and shame.
Silence, you MAGA Damon.
You're either stupid or you hate the country.
Which one is it? Which one is it, DJ? Because have some self-respect for yourself. Have some dignity. Your mom, they didn't raise you to be like that. Your parents, they raised you to be stand-up citizens. They didn't raise you to be vassals of transgression for Donald J. Trump. Okay, DJ, please put some more respect on your own name. I'd hate to be the one to do it. Good morning, Kabir. Nice to see you.
Hi, what's going on, Zeus? How you doing?
I'm all right. I am all right. Just, taking care of business in the kingdom. What about you?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm with my daughter and grandson. He has to go to a seminar to look at some colleges. One college gave him a full scholarship. I think it was Arizona State or something.
Oh, wow. Whipping the work. Oh, my God. Listen, you all come from a very educated family. W. Kabir in the chat. And it's not DEI. This is just the product of hard work.
Exactly. I was looking at his transcript.
Yeah.
I had a couple of, C's, but he has some A's there. His strongest is math.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So, honey, if I had to do it all over again when I went to college,
yeah,
I would have majored in math, because with a math degree, you can do anything.
That part. Tell him.
Yeah, I just came in to holler and say hello, check in with you.
Okay.
I watched that this morning. I watched the news, right?
Yeah.
A comparison side by side with Ronald Reagan and Donald Trump, and how they spoke to the American people when a tragedy happened.
Right.
So you remember? I don't know if you remember, but I'm pretty sure you saw footage when the shuttle.
Yeah, the Challenger.
The Challenger, thank you, went down.
Yeah.
And Reagan spoke from the heart to the American people from the Resolute desk, right?
Yeah.
And they showed Reagan's opening and Trump's opening. Well, Reagan spoke from the heart, and we know Trump read off a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a heart.
Thank you.
Then they showed Reagan again, and then they showed Trump. And after that, Trump went to the DEI, dwarfism. I mean, I said, oh my God.
This is sick.
This is some sick stuff here, but last night I decided to hit the TikTok streets and I
Yeah,
joined
yeah,
the
yeah.
MAGA live.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
said, come up. I said, I'm not coming up there. I know how you guys teach.
They don't value truth on those lives on the right. They don't value truth.
Don't value truth. So I told him, I said, I'll come up, but if it's gonna get crazy, I'm coming down. So I went up, and Zeus,
Yeah.
they were saying, we have wasting government spending. They brought up 50 million that was sent to Gaza for condoms.
Yeah.
And I just listened like, really? And then they brought up, listen, Zeus.
Yeah.
The government is spending money on doing studies on a goldfish, on what a goldfish will do on a treadmill. I said, this is madness.
Madness like you've never seen it.
Zeus.
But this is where their minds are at because they can't think for themselves.
But think about it, a goldfish on a treadmill.
This is what they got going on in their head. W. Kabira in the chat. These MAGA minds are the problem, right?
Yeah, so they're trying to persuade me, and they said, it was crazy talk coming out of their mouth, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I told them, I said, listen, I'm a Democrat. I said, it's no way I could vote for Trump. The man is, everything that I'm not, he is. All right?
Right.
So they got mad at me, and this one lady goes, well, if I'd have known, I'd have spent all my time. And I said, well, shit. Oh, excuse me. Well, shoot, I didn't know this was conversion therapy.
Oh, there you go. Tell them, Kabira. No lies detected.
Zeus, I ran up out of there. I ran up out of there. But
Good.
So I said that to say this. As you know, I'm Muslim, but I do believe in where you find the truth. I read a Bible periodically because you can find truth in that as well.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And in Matthew 24, I believe Matthew 24, if Takesha's still here, she can probably give the exact verse.
Mm-hmm.
But in it, there's this verse, and it goes like this. And I want to leave MAGA with this.
Go for it.
And they came to him and they said, Lord, Lord, did we not do great works in thy name? And Jesus will say to them, get away from me, thee who practice inequity. For I never knew you. Like a foolish man, you built your house upon sand.
Wow.
And the rains came and the winds, and the house blew away. Unlike a wise man, who built his house upon a rock.
Right.
And it stood. So they're not building their soul on a strong foundation.
It's not. They're building it on the MAGA foundation, which is the weakest foundation you could ever build your house on, right? Because it's built on a bunch of lies. I totally follow. All right. Well, listen, we're gonna move it on. All right, my sister. All right, because Zeus has to try to get up out of here on time, but. Stay safe wherever you're going, and again, congratulations again on your. You said it was your grandson.
My grandson, yes, he's in. My daughter's driving, and he's in the back seat.
Yeah, he's going to be a math major. All right, so that's big. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to him.
That's what he's good at: math and history, world history, things in English.
Yeah, okay.
But he would like to get into like entertainment management.
Okay.
So I told him, look at other options as well.
Yeah, but getting that math, that STEM foundation is critical right now because we got a situation. All right, seriously. All right.
Exactly.
All right.
Well, you take it easy, Mr. Zeus.
You too. All right, Kabira. All right, and as always, thank you for checking in on us. All right, I really do appreciate it. All right. W Kabira in the chat. No lies detected. All righty then. Oh my gosh, look at the time, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the time. I'm not going to be able to get through everybody. Where is someone said bring Mike up here? Where's Mike at? Who's this Mike knucklehead at? Is this one of these knuckle draggers out here that support Donald Trump? I don't see Mike. Mike, put a 1 in the chat. I'll bring you right up here and we'll take care of business real quick. I just need a good 2 minutes. All right, because we don't got all day to play around with this. We're trying to save this country from the evil clutches of you deranged MAGA demons. He's not there anymore. He ran away. Okay, all right. Well, then that makes my job a lot easier. All right, let me bring up. Mike is in a straitjacket. All right, Mike, send a guest request if you want to get out of the straitjacket. Good morning, Vice. What's going on, champ?
Hey, I wanted to actually talk to Ski.
SK. You call her Ski? That's interesting.
Yeah. So she was saying she was about the Constitution and facts, right? And I
Yeah.
always show you respect. So just give me 1 second. I need to just turn on my camera.
There you go.
She wanted to talk about the Constitution and everything, and she was a constitutionalist. She's not.
She's not.
Nutty tried to bring up the 14th Amendment.
Right.
But I was looking more at the fact that Congress never voted for a felon or for someone that participated in an insurrection to have those charges waived.
That part.
Yeah, she's not a constitutionalist. Also, she was talking about her facts, like she turned around and ran. And for me, it was really more of I couldn't believe she did that. Like she ran when I wanted to talk to her, but when
W Vice in the chat. There you go. His fans, your fans are here, and they're doing the thing. Sending you the love eyes. And I got to say this real quick. There's nobody more handsome than Big Zeus. So if you guys are doing that in the chat, I'll ask my mods to put you in a straight jacket. Seriously, all right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Triple H, baby. But so all I want to say is this, right? She made a few quick points about just what she was doing. I wanted to come up and tell you that she is a huge Trump supporter. She
Yeah.
makes a lot of money on supporting Trump. Look at her followers.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's fictitious, but
Yeah.
she's not going to be able to convince him because she's tied to Trump due to her money. Take care of herself.
That part.
Okay, on the internet, she's famous for that. As far as whatever.
Yeah.
Now, when you want to talk about what happened, right? You said that Trump came in, and we just had this accident.
Yeah.
It's his fault, and I've always said this all the time. I'm fair.
Yeah.
It's his fault because right now they're understaffed. Now they might have been understaffed under Joe Biden. But
Yeah.
he could have came in and said, nah. Everybody hire. But he's doing this DEI bull crap and all the stuff that he's focused on, which is hurting a lot of people because DEI, believe it or not, benefits white women before it benefits someone that looks like me and you.
Hey, man, W Vice in the chat. No lies detected.
We had another person that came up here talking about the Texas situation with TikTok.
Yes.
Everybody knows TikTok is going down because you can't buy the app in the Google store or in the App Store anymore.
There's like an echo. Do you have like another device going or something?
Oh, me?
Yeah. I just hear an echo. You just gotta.
No.
There you go.
I'm sorry. I'm around all my stuff. I can't.
Yeah. I got the same issue.
That's my fault. So also, she was also saying that she was Cherokee, right?
Yeah.
See a lot of people that don't look like us that's Cherokee now.
Mm.
Cover that up with the whole I can't be racist because I'm of this descent or I'm of that. And then you want to talk about free speech.
Talk to him.
You can't even say Trump anymore. I'm about to get probably knocked off. You want to talk about free speech? I'm one of them days, there's a lot of, you know this, dude. You know this. You're facing what I faced. I kind of went over to another app and I've been DJing and having some fun.
Yeah.
I've been out of the political game for about 4 weeks now.
Okay.
It's insane that I want to come back now because I'm hearing all this stuff and I feel like you're by yourself, son. Like I got you.
Yeah.
But the crazy part is that for all these people that's out here talking about free speech, and she was talking about Eminem, talking about the SCC won't let me be me, so let me be.
W Vice in the chat. He knows the lyrics. Let's go.
He said that under the Bush administration.
And which party did Bush belong to?
Republican Party. And don't forget, please, back in the day, they wanted to censor rap because rap was about political protest from the people that were being oppressed, whether you were poor, white, black, whatever. That's what rap was about. So they wanted to silence people. And they were cool with that at that time. And she said she used to listen to it. What if you understood why he said that? Dick Cheney was the one that sent out something about Eminem.
Amen.
Like Dan Quayle was the one that sent out something about Tupac.
Amen. All right. And we remember, those of us who've been in the game, we know what he's talking about is real. It's true. But they want to get up here and make it all about DEI all of a sudden.
But let me hit you with some real DEI, Miss YT woman that claims to be Cherokee. Let me hit you with some real DEI because I would love to talk to you. Right? You said that you called Eminem a traitor. That Zeus. I was in the chat like Zeus. I just got I know.
Yeah.
Before.
She
Check
said
this
he's a
out,
sellout. She used the term
Sellout.
sellout. Yeah.
Okay, sellout.
And that's a strong word for her to be
He a
using.
sellout. Well, what is her name? Taylor
SK?
Swift? No,
Oh.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Because remember, Trump said last year, 2024 in February, that if Taylor Swift voted for, Kamala Harris, she was selling out. David Duke said the same thing. Other white supremacists said the same thing. So he didn't vote for I hate to say it like this, the white supremacist vote.
Yeah.
So therefore, he's a sellout.
Yeah. You see what it doesn't make sense.
Yes, a lot of things that didn't make sense. But the wonderful thing, she can do this. Hey, Zeus, I'm going to keep my voice calm like a second grade teacher. And because I'm crashing out, but I'm calm, I'm right. No, you're wrong.
We're wrong. And we don't buy it. We don't buy it. W Vice in the chat.
Where do I have a bag to come up?
Yeah, no. It's hard to just get everybody up, and then, I want to be generous on the show, but, some people go very long and then others, they're really in and out. So, but, I try to do as much as I can, honestly. So it's never anything against anyone.
I'm so sorry. I was about to go back down, but the gentleman that came on that said that you are his son, that's where I went to his chat.
Oh.
He said that you were bullying people.
A couple of days ago.
Yes. And
I know who he is.
And he does sound intelligent when he speaks. He's from New York. He works at Burger King, believe it or not.
You mean Nine Bretta? He works at Burger King.
I'm not trying to.
I thought it was a Waffle House last time we spoke. So he's gotten a better job. All right. Hey, listen, I can work with that. As long as you're getting your money, bro.
Anybody, I'm not trying to be funny.
No,
okay? Really not. And you know what I do in real life, like what I mean. So it's kind of me being on my high horse. I ain't trying to put no one down because
we don't do that. But if you got whatever it takes to keep your hands on those racks, I understand it.
Yes, but what I'm gonna say to you, Beretta, is this, right? When you in here debating Zeus, right? Sometimes you talk, and I haven't been able to get a chance to talk to him about it. Sometimes you talk like you on that level. When you're down here, you're like, we're gonna be okay. This Trump's gonna do this for us. And you're breaking all this stuff down. That you do. And, we both from New York, me and Beretta, right?
Yeah.
You know what Jay-Z said. You know what it is. You can't talk about it if you ain't lived it.
That part. I mean, he got to tell him.
I'm not trying to knock him. He's a young brother. I think that he's highly intelligent.
I think he's older than me. He said he's like 47, but he acts young.
Older than us?
That's the funny part.
I thought he was, what? Okay,
he said he's like 47 or something. I mean, maybe he was lying, but he
Burger King, you're losing. I'm sorry.
Come on now, give a brother a chance. Vice. Give a brother a chance, man. Come on now. It don't matter where you get it as long as you're getting it.
The way he's speaking, I thought he was like 20-something.
Yeah.
The way he's speaking, like, let's be for real. If you're super educated, you ain't been to college. I have multiple degrees. Let's look at the wall.
Oh my God! Look at the wall, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not going to come on your platform and talk about something I haven't done.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna do that. And that's not freedom. That's not freedom of speech to spread misinformation.
No.
To spread lies. To spread hatred, and then turn around and do. They do it to me, and you say that we race bait. We're haters.
Yeah.
We Trump's our daddy. I have a father. He served in the military. Just like
Amen. Thank you.
Trump's not my daddy.
Nope.
And at the end of the day, he's the president. So let me just say this: I'm going to respect the office of the president, no matter who sits behind that desk.
Thank you.
I'm military.
Amen.
However, this man needs to start coming out and stop being the CEO Trump. Gimme, like Trump's. I mean, like Pac said back in the day.
Yeah.
Being the president for the United States. When he came out to address that tragedy, he should have said, "Hey, my heart goes out to everybody that lost their life.
Yep.
Nobody's fault. You know what I mean? God has a plan, and that should have been the end of it."
The
reporter asked him the question about you going to go visit the site. Yes, I'm going to go to the shore, and I'm going to pay my respects.
That part.
That's simple.
There you go.
Blaming Obama and everybody for all this stuff is crazy.
Thank you. Well, listen, Vice, brother, I got to get up out of here, but what a heck of a way to end. All right. I'm going to put... Which one?
Drill, baby, drill.
Oh, okay.
Drill, baby, drill is the national anthem.
Thank you. Because we took it from him. We took Drill Baby Drill. He was playing with it, but we actually got busy with it. All right. So we're gonna do that. All right. And I appreciate all that you do, Vice, ladies and gentlemen. W Vice. All right. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen. That's my good friend Vice. All right. Well, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, Zeus has reached that moment in the morning where I have to depart to tend to other affairs in the kingdom. But what? You know what? You all deserve a W's in the chat. All right. You survived a week of Donald Trump, right? There he goes, Ange. All right. This is one of the most, I would say, entertaining, educational, and engaging shows. If I didn't get to you today, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means I have to get up out of here, all right? But I truly, truly do appreciate each and every single one of you. W Rick in the chat, all right? And also, let me see who this was, all right? I tried to be a little more, appreciative because, some of these things I don't catch while I'm doing my live. But W to the Cash App. I did get a Cash App. That's pretty impressive. You must have found the Cash App, all right? And let me see who this is. The shout out goes to my good friend Kabira, all right? Thank you, Kabira, for the Cash App. I do appreciate it. All right, but we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care and stay safe in those TikTok streets. Oh, one last thing. We do got to give one last round of booze and shame. And you know who these booze and shame goes out to? It goes out to each and every single one of you Zeus haters. W and in the chat, all right? These booze and shame goes out to the Zeus haters. And they're not just my haters. They're your haters. They get on this app and they make ridiculous videos. They host ridiculous lives, pushing lies about what happened in Washington, D.C. with this accident. We all know it wasn't DEI, it was DOGE. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them one last round of, you guessed it, booze and shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and on that note, take care and stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do. Let's go. Thank you, everyone. I see you. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. All right. This is the last day of the month. You know what to do, right, Q-Dog? Let's go. Should we connect the dots? Let's go. Wow. W Camara, my sister. And by the way, tell grandmother I said hello. But that would make her my mom, right? So, I get it confused. Right, Q-Dog? Q-Dog, you exposing them right in the chat, all right? Alter ego. Be nice, all right? See, don't believe all the things you read on the internet, alter ego. Sometimes you just gotta let things be, and let that be a lesson, all right? All right, but wherever you go, alter ego, make sure you expose these MAGA demons. That's the best thing you can do. Gerald, W Gerald in the chat, right? W and Maribel, I see you. See you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Hey, Operations Exposed. I saw you said you missed Big Zeus. I understand why. I kind of have that presence. It's an overwhelming one, too. Right, and it's an overwhelming presence. And it's not just me. It's you. It's you. Right, Heaven? Did we do a good job with SK, Heaven? If she goes into another live, Heaven, and tries to lie, we got it on tape. We caught her in 4K. Actually, the young folks say 8 and 12K. Let's go. guys are ready for some drill, baby, drill. Is that what I see right there? We gotta end the week. We gotta end the week on a high note. We gotta end the week on a high note. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Go to your.
Kamala Harris's war on Pennsylvania energy.
This is where.
Because she's going to ban. She's going to ban
fracking, right?
100%.
100%.
She's against fracking, against all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, about a year and a half ago, when she was getting killed in the polls, she said, "I like fracking very much." Look, they always go back to what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical left Marxist. She can't help it. But we're going to end that, and we will frack, 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 and drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to be drilling so deep. We're going to be, for these guys, we're going to drill. We're going to take out so much money. We're going to pay down our debt. We're going to lower your taxes.
Right?
Insane asylums. They go crazy when I say, the great Hannibal Lecter. Drill, baby, drill. We're gonna frack, frack. Drill, we're gonna frack, frack, frack. So, baby,
Put your hands up, ladies and gentlemen. W. Vice was against fracking, against all the stuff, and then all the stuff, yeah. Say it with me, ladies and gentlemen. She said, "I like fracking very much." Look, they always go back to do what they want. They always go back. She can't help it. She's a radical.
Left, she can't help it.
And we're gonna end that. And we will frack, 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 and drill, baby, drill. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands up. Hey, Evan, my man. Go ahead, Gamera. And I'm gonna lower your taxes. Gonna lower your taxes, deep insane asylum. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Let's go. Drill, baby, drill. We go to frack, frack, hey.
Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal
Lecter. Like it's Hannibal Lecter. Gonna drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. APA, I see you, PA. Hey, we're gonna drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time.
Insane asylums. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal Lecter. Okay, they say, why would he mention Hannibal Lecter?
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna lower your taxes.
That part.
Deep insane asylums. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Drill, 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 drill,
let's go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. You know what we came to do? Deep insane asylums. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. One bell. I see you. Hey, like it's Hannibal Lecter time. Drill, baby, drill like it's Hannibal Lecter time. Let's do it. We're gonna lower your taxes. Deep insane asylums. They go crazy when I say the late great Hannibal. You all are amazing. Right, Ange? We're gonna lower your taxes. We're gonna pay off all of your debt. We got so much liquid gold underneath our feet. Drill, baby. Drill, baby. You know what to do. All right? Go a little lower, like it's Hannibal Lecter time. Like it's Hannibal Lecter time, baby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. And stay safe out there in those TikTok streets. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do.